Hi everyone. Welcome to a one-shot action or actual play one-shot of Third Empire. Specifically violence plus beauty, and also I'm actually gonna shrink that because I'm realizing it's not terribly visible with the color. Sorry, just realizing things as we go. But yeah, we're playing Violence plus Beauty, which is a tabletop game that I made, and I would love for you to play as well. And for that reason, I have made a funny little itch bundle available that is very cheap. Sorry about the line in front of us. There we go. Uh, Very cheap and affordable, and you can get that and play the game. Okay, I'm trying to figure out a way to do this. Sorry, folks. Uh, but yeah, it's I think it's a good game personally. I like it. I mean, I made
It
it,
is
but
a
I think
good
it's pretty
game.
good.
I
Yeah.
like it.
Thank
I've
you.
played it.
It's good.
Yeah, and I don't know if this version of this game has ever been played before. Uh, like Violence plus Beauty hasn't been played, and I don't think Heaven plus Hell, which is the expansion we're using, has been played. Anyways, I'd love to hear. Let's go left to right, starting with Carrie Lilyfield.
Hello, Carrie. She, her pronouns. I'm playing Alexa Arju. Also uses she, her pronouns. Was there anything else I needed to say?
No.
Cool.
Bella.
I'm the rabbit you frequently see. I'm called Bella. I go by she/they pronouns, and the character I'm playing is Abyssal, and I go by it's.
Nice. Sorry, folks. I'm very quickly trying to figure out some like color things on the stream, so it might look a bit funky for a bit. Anyways, Aster.
I'm Aster. My pronouns are they, them, and I'll be playing Lenore Sibeli, whose pronouns are they and she.
Epic. And Ian.
Hi, I'm Eden. My pronouns are she, her, and I am playing Ama, and their pronouns are she/they.
Cool. And also, these people all make really cool stuff, and at the end of the stream, we will be sure to discuss those things because they're awesome. Uh, but yeah, welcome. I guess to start, do we want to? I guess like. I guess I'll read the because we're playing both Violence plus Beauty and I think elements of Heaven plus Hell, so I'll read both of the like intro things. Um, just to kind of give you a sense of the tone in this game. Uh, the one for Violence plus Beauty, which is the main game, is our terrible world is even worse. It is time to fight the gods of the past, bleed out the bastards, and feed the soil. And Third Empire Heaven plus Hell, its intro is there are gods who live in the sky, haunted and craven regions. Let us tear them from the clouds. And there are gods who live in the soil. Some offer nectar, others teeth. Let us be their kin in battle or dance. And this is mostly a D6 based game. Actually, I need to get my dice roller up, but that's pretty easy. And yeah, it's fun. I guess we should move left to right, and the players for this game have made their characters in advance. We're gonna do a slightly different order than what's recommended in the book for a one shot, because I wanted to be able to do the history creation side of things. So I guess actually we'll go in any order. Whoever wants to start, tell us about your character.
Okay. I guess I can start.
Yeah, I thought we were going left to right.
No, in any order.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I'm playing Alexa Arju. She. Well, are there any specific like? Do you want to just like know the straight stats or like?
I do love to hear the straight stats.
Okay. Alexa has 5 metal and 2 flesh. Should we like explain what those mean or go into it or?
Yeah, so there are two stats in Third Empire, metal and flesh. It is I would describe it as like lasers and feelings, but I don't know if it's like reasonable to say that it's like this is a lasers and feelings system, because I don't think it is. But flesh is about like the actually I can read the exact wording. Whenever you do something soft, social, or instinctual or biological, use flesh. And whenever you do something hard, armed, intellectual, or mechanical, use metal. Um, and those two kind of incorporate all the things that you can do in this game.
Yeah. Um, and Alexa's skills are in explosives, organs, and ideology.
Nice.
She her looks are a pair like a thing of stolen armor that she wears, some scrawlings all across her body expansively, and a pet dog.
Nice.
As well, in her possession are a time bomb that is constantly ticking in reverse, as well as a vial of ink that never runs out.
Nice. Do you want to kind of? I guess yeah. You should probably describe who she is now.
Yeah. Alexa is sort of I guess you would say, like, hmm, I guess kind of an ideological rabble rouser. Someone who likes to use big explosive statements, followed by loud, rambunctious speeches, just to like be like, hey, you should do things like this is how things should be. I'm going to blow a billboard up now.
Hell yeah. Who wants to go next?
I can go.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm playing Abyssal. I guess I have Metal 5, Flesh 2. My traits are Knowledge, Gods, and Faith. My looks are glimmered and storied eyes with a god cloak, and I possess a crystal conscious and impossible geometry.
Neat. And tell us about. Wait, did you list out your skills?
Wait, yeah. Isn't that the Knowledge, Gods, and
Oh,
Faith
you
thing?
did. Sorry, brain bad. Tell us about your character.
Uh, hmm. I got the idea in my head. I just need to type out the words correctly. Give me a moment.
Okay. We can come back to you.
Yeah, I'll probably be done once the next person's done.
Cool. Aster Eden.
I guess
Uh,
I can go at
oh,
next. We're kind of just going in order from left to right, aren't we?
yeah.
Yeah, that's all right.
Um, so my character is Lenore Sibeli, and I guess their numbers are like 4 in metal and 3 in flesh. Um, skills include tools, songs, and hunger. And your first impression of them would be that they have a piercing glare, a very studded jacket, and an unkempt, wild lioness mane. In possession, they have a keytar and a music box. Um,
Cool. And tell me
yeah,
about them.
so I, in essence, they're an angry punk cat girl. Um, I guess I would describe some of my character influences as being like Marceline the Vampire Queen, Chloe Price from Life is Strange, and uh Nadia from Russian Doll. I kind of just wanted to play a character that is very angry and kind of struggles with controlling their anger and how to use it in an effective way. And in that sense, an aspect to them that I would consider maybe thematic is fire and light, knowing when to burn and when to guide.
That's really fun. Do we want to go back to Bun, or do we want to have Eden go?
I'm still think.
I can go.
Yeah, let Eden
Eden
go.
time.
All right, I'm playing Ama. She has 4 flesh and 3 metal, and her skills are rituals, paths, and stories. And the looks that she has are marks, which are a series of regular scars along the left side of her neck down to her left wrist, storied eyes, which are tired but fixed on the future, and ritual tools, which are a wildly patterned but faded cloak and a whip with 3 black bells attached to the handle. In her possession are that is grammar, yes. In her
Yeah.
possession are a beautiful artifact, which is an engraved box of pure obsidian, and a crystallized curse. And as far as who she is as a person, she is sort of an occultist slash exorcist who is wandering following the not very recent passing of her master and just kind of trying to find a place where there can be some chill vibes after spending a lot of time in a very regimented system.
Cool. Bun, do you have your character info? If not,
I do, yes. Is it okay if it gets a bit weird?
yeah.
All right. Abyssal is an artificially created architect, and famed by the gods, who aided in forsaken constructions to hold back the unreality of our world. Most notably, the gateway which tainted their throat air irreparably with impossible geometry, requiring a vocal synthesizer. They fondly believe in the sun, despite how much it has burned itself from its how much it has burned Abyssal from its unfiltered light.
Huh. Cool. um,
Yeah,
let's
sorry, I got a huge moment of inspiration.
let's talk about content.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
so embedded things that will certainly appear are economic oppression, fascism, organized religion, blood, and cannibalism. And then from Third Empire, uh, actually, some of this is stuff that doesn't necessarily have to appear, but it will appear in lists that we'll read. Uh, So keep that in mind. And then content warnings for Heaven plus Hell, which we are including stuff from, are insects, namely big beetles, spiders, roaches, and flies, and insect hives in general. Like a lot more body horror, mutations, and vague implied childhood trauma, which is on one item of a list and is very, very vague. In fact, I can literally, with that content warning in mind, I'll literally read the thing. I just felt like I should include that warning, but it's literally the words childhood tremors, but I felt like that was enough to warrant that.
Yeah.
I make a living.
Hey, Holly Shivers, thank you for the $5. And
Oh,
saying
yeah.
that we're Pog, real nice.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah, but yeah, Eclipse, I hope that character description was okay. I just got a huge moment of inspiration. I know the heaven to hell thing was heavily related to like gods and hell and all that.
Yeah, I'm curious about it. And then potential ones which we discuss as a group whether or not these should appear. Um, so we'll go through these one by one. Slavery as an obvious evil. Do we want to include that or not?
Uh, I don't have any objection to it, but I don't really see my character being related to it.
No objections here.
Yeah, I don't have any objection to it personally as a story element.
Yeah, I will. I didn't include this in the book because I felt like being defensive about it was not the best approach for like actually writing the book. But I will say like the angle that I will be taking it from is like very much a Jewish one, in the sense that like my ancestors were the victims of forced labor, and so like uh obviously there is like a very real history in the United States and Canada and the American South and like by that I mean South America and Central America of like the enslavement of Black folks, and I don't want to be ignorant of that, but also the perspective that I'm coming from is based on my own understanding of my own
Yeah.
history and culture. Next is amputation.
No objections.
Yeah, no objections
I
here.
make a living.
None from here.
I'm actually going to
either.
turn off sound from alerts for now. I do appreciate them, though. Can I do that?
I do have the preets. I do have the stream pause, so if you see anyone that follows that looks suspicious, let me know and I'll start investigating.
Oh no, it's actually good stuff. Audio Vor donated $10 for the LGBT Freedom Fund.
Hell yeah.
But so that was no objections to amputation.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Mutation is potential in Violence plus Beauty, but it's embedded in Heaven plus Hell. So, and also any of the embedded ones we can also talk about.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause some of them are intrinsic to the game, but others are not.
I mean, I feel like organized religion as a concept is probably going to be very important to how I constructed Abyssal.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then body horror is also embedded in Heaven plus Hell. Gore is not. How do we feel about gore?
I'm alright with it.
Gore is cool with me.
I'm all right with it, within tasteful limits that should hopefully be obvious to any rational person.
Yeah, I would also say tasteful limits. I would say like anything worse than like what you see in the Suicide Squad is too much.
Wow, you
Yeah,
watched the
that's fair.
Suicide Squad? Do you like the Joker?
Yeah, I'm like the Joker. We already know how to play.
I have not played, so I don't really know.
A D6.
Neither of us.
In terms of what we need, a D6, which I have here. Oh, I didn't make a mutual map making thing. I can do that really quickly. Let's get that up.
Yeah, like I know I was gonna play the first game we were gonna do of this, but I was dissociating really bad.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay though.
I love you.
I'm gonna have fun now.
Okay. Let me get
Me
a.
too.
How do y'all feel about Google Draw? It's not good, but it's what we used. It's up to you, really.
Sure. Oh,
Sure.
Really?
It's fine for maps. It works.
We love Matt.
Okay.
I love maps.
Just spamming letters. Let me get the link for y'all. Change to anyone with the link. Editor, copy link. I'm not showing this on screen, by the way. That would be
That's
bad.
good.
I accidentally put it in characters. I'll put it in text. I'm moving quickly because I forgot that we had to do this, and also I haven't really set up the layout for it. So.
Oh no.
It's fine.
Yeah, I might have to make the background on the map be black if that's okay.
No,
And
it's
we'll,
alright.
We'll write in white.
How do I change color though?
You have to like set up a line first. Let me get this up.
I forgot how hard it was to draw with this.
It's not great, but you know what? We're out here, we're living. It's functional to an extent. Okay. And I'll just keep it like that. And then I'll open up a second window of it so that I can draw in it. And I'll just use this as my viewing window. And I'll put it I wish I could put it behind someone. I guess I can. It's just not gonna look good. Here, I'm gonna put it behind all of us. It'll be fine. That looks, I think, acceptable. Yeah, that's fine. Alright. There we go. And let me open up a second window of this so I can draw. I need to make another window because I have the. Okay. I'm gonna open up Streamlit. Okay. There we go. Now we're good. Alright. Making a bunny. Good. Okay. So yeah, we need a joint communal drawing space. We have that. And did everyone bring their burning heart? Just to make sure.
Oh my goodness.
I extinguished mine earlier accidentally.
The problem is I was going to bring my burning heart, but then like the fuel is really hard to get nowadays.
That's fair.
Can I say something very gay on stream?
Yeah, say it.
You took my Burning Heart Eclipse. Can I have it?
Yeah, take it.
No, thank you. I have it.
Awesome. All right. It's time to make history. We're gonna make history. It's intended that these things appeared in the world in the order they're listed. The Third Empire inherited the Second Empire, which inherited the First Empire, which inherited nature, which inherited the world. Add on to that, which inherited heaven, because we're going to be making heaven. Or no, sorry. Yeah, which inherited heaven. If you're doing a one shot, players should skip to. This is a lie. This is untrue about the way we're doing this. So
Love line.
new histories, which we're going to make first, or we're going to make one of them first, and then we're going to make the second one last. We've opened up the graves of the gods, and they are full of awesome and 100% normal, non-scary stuff. Before you build the world, build heaven. This is the highest noble place, and decisions you make about heaven may influence decisions made about the world and its origin. After you build the Third Empire, build hell. This is the lowest noble place, and decisions you make about everything else may influence decisions made about hell and its mounds. If you're playing an existing game, try blah blah blah. We're not doing that. So let's make heaven first.
Okay.
Above the world, on terraforming platforms in the clouds, on floating islands with extravagant temple gardens, the creators of the world contemplate their next move. Above us is heaven, a place that contains things both good and bad, ancient yet futuristic. All things inherit heaven, and often heaven's factions believe they will inherit all things. Heaven made our mistakes before we were born. Before you decide what heaven is, refer back to the source of the world. This is true for certain things, but not for us, so I won't read that. So we have to decide what heaven is. Does someone read out this list?
Yeah, I can.
Go ahead.
Heaven is a network of cold intelligence, a society of alien harvesters, the spacers who colonized this place and abandoned us, the actual gods, the scientists who experiment on us, and AI who planned all of this, those who spit the rain, the corporations selling our organs, the wealthy who promised a way out, those who stole our world from us. They gave up suffering for immortality. Any number of your own ideas.
Anyone got a preference?
I got a potential unique idea, maybe.
Shoot.
So this might be a bit close to actual gods, but running into my abyssal character idea, what about architects of reality?
Oh, that's interesting.
Because it said something about protecting against unreality with my character, so
Yeah. Oh god, I made a mistake. That's fine.
Mistake. You deleted my rabbit.
I might have to delete the rabbit. I'm sorry.
No. Yeah, like specifically, that's my idea because because I guess my character is highly associated with gods, so I thought it would be really neat if they're like are the people who built reality, I guess, so they have to have artificially constructed architects who help protect against it.
Yeah, I would also want to be careful about like I don't know. I don't want to say anything. What do others think?
I like the idea of heaven as a place where things are meant to stay the same. But I stole that from somewhere. I don't know.
Oh, that's fun.
I mean, we aren't restricted to like one idea, right?
Yeah, I do like the idea that heaven are the architects of reality, and they want the path to be kept. I feel like that's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am into that.
Cool. Any objections?
No,
Well,
no objections.
No.
Epic. Thousand-eyed orbs of light, immortal robed archpriests, and the ones our theologists and scholars view as gods live in great fleets, and occasionally look at us from supremacies. Draw one and give it a divine symbol. All supremacies are part of the same cruel faction, simply labeled heaven. So let's draw. Let me just make sure it's working on my end. Oh, right, I need to use a polyline shape. How am I going to make that work? Okay, I'm just not going to see y'all for a second. That's acceptable. I can work with that. Okay. Actually, what if I did this? Hang on, I'm gonna move you. Yeah, that'll work better. Okay. I just need to have it open on one of my screens so it updates regularly. Okay. So, what do we think this supremacy should be?
Ah,
Hmm.
is there any specifics of how we make it?
Not really. It just needs to be like a cool place in the
What
sky.
about like a key?
Ooh, that's fun. Like a big floating key.
Yeah.
I find a big floating key.
Oh wait, you want to
Oh.
draw a big floating key?
Do you trust my art skills?
No, I think it was either it was someone. Someone said they wanted to draw a big floating key. Unless I misheard.
I said I can get behind one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Bun, draw a big floating key somewhere. Make sure it's like somewhat small, because we're gonna need a lot of space for this.
Wow, you really trust my art skills here. How do I zoom in into this?
Control plus. Okay. I think while Bun is drawing the floating key, I will keep reading, if that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The world, which is the next thing that we'll make, which Heaven made, or something like that. I mean, they are the architects of reality, so probably. The world. We don't know it, but our world is a pick one as a group. Failed penal colony of an interstellar empire. Nuke blasted Earth. Dream of a monster older than the universe. Off the rails planet-sized social experiment. Or a world abandoned by gods. Or your own idea.
I have to say, off the rails, planet-sized social experiment. This vibes interestingly to me with it's like architects who of reality.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm into that.
Oh god, this key looks so bad. Oh my.
It's good. As a group, come up with something that, if explored, would reveal the nature of our world. An origin point. Draw it on the map. Make sure to draw pretty small, as we'll be adding to this throughout the entire game. Your origin point might be, but doesn't have to be, an ancient library, the site of a crash, a defiled temple, a titanic interstellar arc, or a massive, massive corpse.
Oh, what did we choose for what the world was? I was a bit distracted building the key.
The world is a massive social experiment.
That works. If
What
it's
if the
our
origin?
oh, go ahead, Aiden.
I like the idea of a massive, massive corpse, but as an enormous geometric object.
Mm.
Ooh. Can I try drawing that?
Sure.
If someone wants to
Unnaturally.
Someone wants to read what?
If someone wants to read the next part, which is, I think, the nature, right?
I can read it if no one else wants to.
I could read it, but I don't mind either way.
Go ahead, Eden.
Nature. On our world, nature is pick one as a group. The results of millennia of terraforming, materially and spiritually intertwined with all the people, at the heart of the world, sentient, wise, and ancient, or your own idea.
Hey, that's a big corpse, right?
I like that. That's good.
I might
Yeah.
make it smaller.
That's a corpse. It's yummy. I eat it.
Cool.
I really like the idea of nature being sentient, wise, and ancient.
That is pretty fun.
Could we add that maybe nature is not very empathetic?
Ooh.
I was actually also thinking, like, what if nature is somewhat like cold, maybe even like a bit like mechanical, possibly.
Ooh,
Yeah,
sure.
exactly. That kind of thing.
It has systems that run without us, and like our attempts to like our attempts to like be its friend are, you know, kind of looked down upon. Oh, what just
Mm.
happened?
Sorry, navigating this Google Draw is very
Oh
hard.
yeah, can I lock this? There way that I can lock this? I wish I could do that. No, sadly. Okay. Let's see what else there is. Yes, wilds. So wilds might include, but are not limited to, a nest of giant crabs, a forest of crimson fungus, wild swamps with trees that reach the sky. Bun, wait, please remove that comment. It's ruining the stream.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
That
because
would mess up.
the way that the page is set up is without comments, and if a comment shows up, it shifts your perspective on it.
Oh, geez, really?
Yeah,
Uh, Sorry, I'm not used to these Google Draw things.
that's okay. It's not a very good tool, but it's the easiest one that I know for this. Uh, okay, sorry. Wilds may include, but are not limited to, a nest of giant crabs, a forest of crimson fungus, wild swamps with trees that reach to the sky, sinking yellow sands, a vast acid lake, a dried up ocean full of evolved coral, spires of hard moss and clay, fields of snow and ice littered with reaching black hands, or crystal mountains supposedly lifted out of the soil by God.
I really am conflicted between the dried up ocean or the wild swamps.
I like a vast acid lake.
Keep in mind, we're going to make more of these at the end, so.
Yeah.
Hmm.
What about? Could we combine wilds?
Yeah. There's nothing stopping us.
What about? What about acid swamp?
Ooh, that's
Acid
fun.
swamp is cool.
Does someone want to draw the acid swamp?
I. Hmm.
Acid swamp is hard to draw, I imagine.
Yeah.
Like draw like a swamp but with like bubbles.
Hang on, I have a vision in my head.
Let that onto the page.
Yeah, it's like this. I feel like wilds and origins can be a bit bigger just because they're like. Well, I mean, I guess they should be small because they're like occupied by like factions. Which we'll get into. We don't need to make this black and white. I'm just Third Empire person because I made it. There we go. And trying to think of a way to imply that it's acidic. Actually, I think I know. Like little bubbles, like y'all said. Yeah. Yeah.
You stole my idea. You owe me royalties.
Sad. Okay, that's probably enough. Yeah, we got bubble. Alright. Next. The First Empire. The First Empire spread far and wide and disappeared and left chaos in its wake. The First Empire was, pick one as a group, a crusading theology whose warriors invented cruelty, an AI-obsessed enclave that ignored the needs of the masses, a fascist warrior culture that burned libraries and ate people, a neoliberal market economy built on wars against drugs and terrorism, immoral biosculptors who obsessed over the perfect living form and built sinew beasts in screaming soil, a monarchy run by immortal fishmen bearing the promise of heaven, or your own idea.
I got a pretty wild idea.
Yeah?
So I really like the idea of my character Abyssal being very, very old. So what if the First Empire was inherently linked to the gods? Like they were an empire of architects dedicated to building structures to help with the great plan or whatever.
So in that case, was the First Empire trying to emulate heaven in that way?
Guess so, yeah.
Are they emulating or literally descended from heaven?
I'd say they're probably created by heaven, but they're probably emulating it, maybe?
There's another question here that I feel like will probably feeds into this. The first empire fell apart because pick 1 to 3 as a group. The people tore their palaces. The people tore their palaces brick from brick. Growth at that level is simply unsustainable. The true empire arrived, the true emperor arrived on a pale saddlebike carrying the first sword. All the buildings started to rot. A culture war turned into an actual war. Oh my god, what were you fueling those things with? The arrival of the red mess, distinctly, the arrival of the hot mess, or your own idea?
I immediately have an idea, but if anyone else
What's your
wants,
idea?
my idea is the so I guess I'm seeing the true emperor arrived on a pale saddlebike carrying the first sword, and I am reading that and I am thinking of one of the architects of reality like descending down, and this is who you have been trying to be, and this is like the truth of what they are really. And in the face of that, they realize that they are nothing and fall apart.
Oh, yeah.
I will also say that I intentionally riddled elements of the true emperor throughout the history creating process. So, like, there's an element in each thing, each question, where you can have the true emperor, like, have an impact on the setting.
It's
Oh,
very
yeah.
good design.
I did have an idea which was essentially the same thing, I guess, which is that good intentions can't make you gods.
That's fun.
That
Oh,
is
yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
So basically, the hubris of the first empire was to think that they were the architects.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with their actual hubris, which is what we're going to make now. Each player. Oh, actually, you know what? Is it? How did I do this? Oh, you know what? Each player and the GM should come up with a wild.
Ooh.
Uh,
Is there any objections from the party if potentially if the emperor potentially came and caused the collapse of the empire because they realized they were a false architect, would there be any objections if my character potentially worked under the true emperor then? Because
yeah. I mean, if you're an ancient character, that would make sense.
Sure, I'm fine
Yeah.
with that.
yeah, I just wanted to make
Sounds
sure the party his group is fine for that.
I think for now we're gonna make stuff as a group. We're gonna make a thing each as a group because of the one-shot nature of this.
Yeah.
But in a full campaign, you'd have a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure because I'm trying to like go for like a skeleton character vibe here.
Yeah. So each player in the GM should come up with a decayed hubris, a standing testament to the First Empire's utter ignorance. Draw it on the map. Hubrises, we're only gonna do one. Hubrises might include, but not limited to, a First Empire citadel full of bones and bone eaters, a listening station that nature will not touch, the corpse of something the First Empire made to live forever, the creaky cabin of the last living member of the First Empire, the temple to certainty, which is my favorite one, the valley where they tried to kill it before it killed them, which is like my second favorite one. I really like the temple to certainty. I don't know if y'all feel the same way as I do.
We can do
The
that. We
temple
can
of
do that one.
certainty. Yeah, the temple of certainty sounds really good.
Does someone want to draw the temple to certainty?
Who's drawn so far?
I think me and Bun.
I may
I
be
guess-
actually incapable of using this site, so
That's okay.
Aster and Jacqueline, do you? Oh, not Jacqueline. Sorry.
Carrie, yeah.
Yeah, Carrie.
I can try and draw. That's a funny temple.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So while you draw
what
that,
if it's just Rebel?
it could be. The Second Empire. We'll get started on that. The Second Empire tried to clean up the mess of the First Empire. They failed spectacularly. The Second Empire was, pick one as a group, an authoritarian regime built on the backs of a punished political class, a libertarian coalition of company towns, an effective yet doomed social democracy, a machine regency built on a complete misunderstanding of the biological mind, a brilliant magocracy that found a true magical wellspring, or the true emperor's empire ruled through technological supremacy?
I feel like we have to do the True Empire one.
I do feel like that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
It does.
Yeah.
The Second Empire fell apart because, pick 1 to 3 as a group, a reactionary Dark Enlightenment swept the society. It wasn't much better than the First Empire to begin with. Ideological infighting, unchecked political strife from the First Empire, the death of a beloved person, a series of unpredictable natural disasters, the awakening of several long dormant terraforming lasers in the upper atmosphere. Turns out one of the tectonic plates was a huge beetle. The turns of technology and history simply didn't work out. There were enough resources in theory, but the Second Empire couldn't access them. Crystalline intelligences enacted long overdue revenge, or your own idea.
Yeah.
I really like, turns out one of the tectonic plates was a huge beetle, and it wasn't much better than the First Empire to begin with, like, collectively.
Yeah.
Something about the tone of that.
One thing I feel like would be really interesting is potentially not ideological infighting, unchecked political strife. Either of those two.
Yeah. We can do 3. So we could do ideological infighting, the beetle one, and what was the last one? It wasn't much better than the First Empire.
Yeah.
Cool. So I guess an entire part of the world is like beetle.
Beetle Crater.
Yeah.
I feel like the failure has to be Beetle Crater now.
Probably. The options for failure are, might include but are not limited to, a dome of mindless drones, the Emperor's exile, the palace of an important advisor, a beautiful city with no one in it, a statue depicting a future that never came, an armory, its weapons still untouched, a broken down games lounge, or a perfect housing block. If you can't tell, a lot of the Second Empire reflects on my thoughts on the Soviet Union.
Yeah.
I honestly feel, yeah. I also kind of did I kind of like influence you with the Second Empire with my thoughts on Kenji's Second Empire?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I really like that idea of a beautiful city with no one in it.
Maybe
Yeah,
it's
I'm
like
into that.
right on. Oh, sorry. Go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm into that. It could be like right on the edge of the Beetle Crater too.
Yeah.
So
I
like,
mean, Beetle Crater is implied, so it can be a bonus location.
yeah, I'm gonna make the part of the world that's just unusable because of the beetle now. This bottom right corner, I think. And then, who wants to make the city with no one in it?
I can try drawing something. It's my turn. I'll draw.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
So
I mean, I don't know if that's unusable, but the terrain is different. It's like, it's deep, and probably some mines down there or something cool like that. We can add metal boxes when we get there. Okay. I mean, we're like an hour in. Do we want to take a little break?
I got no objections. I feel like we should complete this downtime first before we.
Do we want to finish constructing and then we'll?
I'd say we could probably get at least a little further into it.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we can once we're back from break, just get right back into playing.
Cool. The Third Empire. Third Empire is a colloquial term for the modern age. The Second Empire is split into a number of smaller factions, all of which have their own wants and needs. Oh, you know what? Okay, here's how we're gonna do this. So we're gonna make some more. I think we're each gonna make one more thing. And this you don't have to consult with the group on. Just nature, nature, a hubris, and a failure. Or rather, sorry, each of us will make a nature, a hubris, or a failure, and you don't have to consult the group on it. Just put it down and describe it.
Oh yeah.
I think I'm gonna put down I'd like to put down a hubris.
He's this.
And I think it's gonna be the listening station that nature will not touch. Also, because Eden, you said you can't use this tool, I or someone else can draw your thing for you.
Yeah, I tried and I can't seem to. I'm on a phone and it's not having a great time with it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Unfortunately.
Rip. There's my listening station. Nature won't touch. I'm gonna shrink that down a bit. Yeah, Eden. Once you know yours, feel free to let me know.
Yeah. Well, I kind of already know it. I want a wild that is a floating lake.
Oh, that's fun.
Oh
Yeah.
wait, are we making the factions right now or wilds and all that?
Yeah, we're each gonna add any of them basically. A wild, a hubris, or a failure. Each of us will make one of those, or like not and or so.
Uh
I have an idea for a hubris,
oh.
which is a um a hastily built statue of the true emperor,
Ooh, that's fun.
which is
That's good.
Hell yeah.
I make one for
I
the
got
lake.
Yeah.
Sorry, go
I
ahead.
got an idea for a failure.
Yeah.
So yeah, are y'all familiar with a long time nuclear waste warning messages and all that?
Yes.
mm-hmm.
Yes.
The big pillars or spikes ones.
Yeah. So one thing I mentioned during my character is the gateway thing. So I feel like that would be a really cool failure to build, and specifically it being a failure not because it crumbled or that it failed at its job, but because it failed because people don't know that's dangerous. Like it had like many warning messages, like like how much thought was put into the long time warning messages, but people are curious. People go diving into there anyway,
People just thought it was funny.
and the same thing that happened to Abyssal with the impossible geometry ends up happening to them because of what they're exposed to.
Love to get fucked up.
Yeah. So I guess I should draw that. Let me.
Yeah. Let me know when we have all of our additional things down, and then we'll make. Oh, okay, someone. Okay, there. It's fine.
Sorry.
What happened?
Let me.
I accidentally brought the background to the front.
Yeah, let me make sure that's all the way back. Okay, cool.
It's silly.
I
Alright, let me
totally
draw this.
didn't, so I undid it.
Yeah. So there's no gate. So there's no objections on the gateway thing.
No, go ahead. Put a gateway
Yeah.
down.
Yeah. So my basic idea was it's not a like failure in like it being a structure or like its goals, but the fact it's a failure in warning people about its
Yeah.
danger.
They were like,
This
haha,
one's
I'm gonna go
okay.
here anyways. This is a fun place for me to jump around because I'm a little kid.
Yeah.
I like the grass under the city with no one in it. That's fun.
Thank you.
How do I fill in a thing that I drew?
It's kind of hard. I just use the polyline tool because it's really good for that.
Actually, yeah, it might be better to use the polyline tool. I was using the scribble.
Yeah, I just kind of connect the dots to it. That's how I do my art. I use almost completely polyline.
Nice.
Ooh.
Messed up.
That's why your art looks so cool and unique. So shut
Thank
up.
you. I have some like
Nope.
basic color theory and perspective knowledge, and I'm able to do it with my mouse, which is fun.
What's your favorite color theory?
Purple and yellow.
My favorite color theory personally is that the color theory was aliens all along.
Damn.
My favorite color theory is that purple killed JFK.
Damn. I didn't know that. Cringe.
It's pretty underground, really, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's why, because you couldn't make that shot. Only purple could.
Yeah, so the statue of the gateway, and we have the floating lake. Oh, and the listening post. I think we're good, right? We got everyone?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Did everyone add a new thing?
I'm
I
very
have.
focused on my beautiful city, so I'm
Okay,
not
well,
entirely sure.
the good thing is that there are enough things anyways, because we only need 4, so we're good.
Cool.
So the Third Empire is a colloquial term for the modern age. The Third Empire is split into a number of smaller factions, all of which have their own wants and needs. Look over your wilds, hubrises, and failures. I'm always saying this. Each this is what the Rainbow of Atrophy said in the intro to Disc 4, if it's up to you, really. Each player chooses one, then decide if it houses a weird, cruel, kind, or rogue faction. Give that faction a name. You can learn more about them through play. We'll learn a bit about them. We won't know much about them because we're playing a one-shot. Draw a little flag above their home and give them a fitting symbol. So I think we'll do one weird, one cruel, one kind, and one rogue.
Went fucked up.
Normally you'd have a bit more of a split, because most factions are cruel, slightly more weird, or sorry, no, slightly more rogue, or sorry, slightly lesser rogue, slightly lesser weird, and slightly lesser kind. The fewest factions are kind, and they usually only have one home. Each player, so weird factions are strange, sometimes arcane, and often unreliable. They might be, but are not limited to, the Shellfish Armor Masters, the Screaming Robots, the Cult of Iced Cream, Ladybug People, Doomed Bodies, or Nuclear Shades. Cruel factions see might as the greatest power, and are almost always hateful killers and bastards. They might be, but are not limited to, the Divine Providence, the Heroic Samurai, Tongue Cutters, Gore Cultists, Man-Eating Cyborgs, the Last Empire. Kind factions are good people in a hard world, and are almost always looking to help the weak. They might be, but are not limited to, the Liberator Valkyries, the Communist Party, Librarians of Salt and Sugar, Refugees, Emergency Response New Era, ERNE, or the Living Trees. And rogue factions are people looking for a step up in a deadly world, and who often do mean stuff to hide hearts of gold or do nice stuff to hide their cruelty. They might be, but are not limited to, students of the Trickster, the Hemp Gang, Sand Pirates, Yar, Wide Hats, the Philanthropists, quote unquote, and crossbow enthusia. So I guess how do we want to split this up? Do we want to have, because we have 4 people, or sorry, 5 people. We can do 5 factions, right?
Yeah, maybe 2 cruel.
Yeah, let's do 2 cruel. So
I have,
yeah, go ahead.
I have an idea for a weird faction.
Ooh.
What's your idea?
My idea for a weird faction was a group of, do you know the Lotus Eaters from like Greek mythology?
Yep.
Yeah.
Just sort of like a group vaguely similar to that who have built up a structure on the floating lake.
Do they run a casino? Sorry.
They
Go ahead.
they run a they like to beckon people, but it is not always with gambling, but sometimes with gambling.
Fun.
Yeah.
I had an idea for a weird faction that is actually now better, which is fishmen who used to live in the lake, but now live in like it's a city near the lake. Basically, they're exiled from the lake.
That's fun.
But that's two weird factions. They could be a cruel faction. Maybe they suck.
What if we simply make as many factions as we want and add new places as we need them?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I feel like that works. I want to make a cruel faction. I I know this is very just generic Kenshi, but I think I just want the heroic samurai. Uh, and I think they live in the I think they live around the statue of the true emperor. I'm gonna draw up their reinforcements. But yeah, feel free to draw yours if you can. Otherwise, others can draw them.
Clips, I got a question.
Yes.
The Skeleton City in Kench, what do you say, what archetype would you say that is?
That is, I would describe them as kind.
Yeah. I think...
Let me zoom in here, because I gotta draw a katana, which is not easy to draw from this distance.
Oh, you love katanas?
Yeah.
Ah. So we have the city.
I like the idea of the fishmen being in the city personally.
Yeah, I think that's very fun.
Yeah. And I think I do want them to be a cruel faction, actually.
Ooh.
What's the A
What's the A?
on the map?
Oh, that's the listening post.
Oh, I'll put my idea for a fact.
Cool.
So on the listening post. So what?
I'm gonna add the fishermen to the city. I think they just have a fish for a symbol.
Yeah, I was gonna say like the most simple fish you can draw.
With like teeth.
Oh, yes.
So I'd say this kind faction is, I guess, just mostly an isolationist kind of, like, not isolation like, like politics, like just kind of like want to be left alone. Like group of city of like artificially made people from the Second Empire, maybe.
Cool. So they're non-interventionist, is what you mean?
Yeah, they just listen and they just kind of want to be left alone.
Do they?
Are they like
Oh, sorry,
personally? Are they personally kind of loners in general? Just out of curiosity.
Personally, not loners, but I get like these are kind of like heavy skeleton vibes, so they're kind of like, I guess, just remorseful. I guess they just want to be. They're not loners, as in they want to not be around people. They're just
a political thing.
Yeah.
Is it kind of like a? It's the sort of thing where it's like it's not they don't let people who aren't it's not like they don't let organic people in. It's that they've only ever made resources for robots, basically.
Yeah, basically, they've really. Yeah, basically, they only. Well, they're not really robots, I'd say. They're artificial. Yeah.
But they don't sell like food.
Yeah, they're like. Their like city and all that's not really built to support.
Cool. Is that built around a place?
Yeah, this is post.
Okay. Do you want to put a flag for that?
Yeah, give me a moment.
Cool. Right in the cloud thing is the lotus. Oh, let me I'm gonna make a logo for the for heaven.
You love heaven.
I love heaven.
That's how you found me.
I didn't think this would take this long. It's never been done before, so.
Yeah, I mean, you never really playtested it on all that,
No,
so.
This is the playtest. I like the idea of I feel like an upside down triangle implies power. Upside down black triangle.
Ooh, yeah, that's very good.
I know that that's a thing that appears in a lot of Ralph McQuarrie's art, is that like the empire is represented by upside down black triangles. Pretty sick. Do we have any that aren't represented? We have kind, we have cruel, we have weird. We don't have any rogue factions. Do we want to put a rogue one down?
I very much like sand pirates.
Yeah, me too.
Do we have any sand areas though?
We could make a sand area in the wilds.
Maybe
I don't know.
maybe there's a bunch of sand at the bottom of the beetle crater.
Oh yeah,
Maybe. Yeah.
yeah. They live in this like little like sand pit. That's kind of fun. That kind of reminds me of those
Sand
like Borderlands characters, like Captain Scarlet and stuff.
There's just a bunch of erosion from the huge canyon walls.
Yeah, that's fun. All right, let me. What would Sand Pirates have as a logo? I guess like the Jolly Roger, and then like a scorpion stinger coming, or maybe it's a skull with a scorpion stinger coming out of the back.
Wow, this is Sea of Thieves now.
Yeah, it's Sea of Thieves now.
I was watching
Just-
famous television show Black Sails earlier, so I'm very excited for pirates to be included.
Nice.
Wow, this is Pirates of the Caribbean. You're sponsored by Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, I am. They gave me so much money to do this. They were like, include pirates in your game, and I did it because I'm a coward and I love money. Okay.
There was a
Chill
whole
out.
like pre-game arrangement and everything. It was
Yeah. Let's talk about we. Let's talk about us.
Yeah,
We-
I'm Bella.
Okay. We are a young faction made up of people with good hearts and sharp blades. We've seen the world turn toward horror, and it's our intention to turn it back toward dignity. Each player and the GM should come up with a homey metal box. We'll make one. This is a place built from the ground up recently. We didn't necessarily build it, but it's a structure of the Third Empire, made of scrap metal, quarried stone, and driftwood, or other simple materials. Draw it on the map. Metal boxes might include, but are not limited to, a great metallic cube built out of the scraps of a shipwreck, a university full of history books and unused lecture halls, an abandoned work camp with dozens of friendly, hungry pups, a garbage bridge with a town growing above it and below it, a rain-blighted cafe tended by sleepy mortals. A weird amount of these are based on one-shots of games that I've done with people recently.
Yeah.
When I was reading this last night, I had an idea that was a compound built kind of spilling out of the mouth of a cave, but I'm not sure I like that anymore, actually.
I think it's cool, but
We could do the university.
that's fun.
I'm not against it, but it does feel like the last game that we played.
It is just the last game that we played. That's why I put that
Yeah.
in there.
Oh.
Yeah. Which is, to be fair, that was just me and Carrie, so.
Yeah.
True.
Well, then what's the opposite of a university?
Like what if it's like a pirate ship?
What?
Oh, wait, a pirate ship.
I do like that.
Pirate ship's
I
fun.
want to be a book burner.
We're doing a pirate ship.
I think that's cool, but what does everyone else think?
I don't know. I don't know if I vibe with a pirate ship.
Okay.
That's
What
fair.
if... I mean, this does seem to be terrestrial. What if it's a pirate ship in a technical sense, but it's really more of like a giant land vehicle that is now stuck?
Like some sort of like, say, great metallic cube built out of the scraps of a shipwreck, perhaps that will also
Yeah.
walks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess that.
Let's live in the literal metal box.
I mean, a literal metal box is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Just a huge box made out of metal. That's what
Um,
we live in.
The term metal box is literally those who this is the Kenshi slot for this week. It's literally the name of the town that we have in Kenshi.
I
and
see.
also the cube was literally me being like, what would a cooler, more interesting version of that town be? And I was like, if it were literally in a big metal cube. So, you know, I'm original. I have original ideas.
Cubes are good shapes. There's a reason that so many buildings are cubes. Because
That's
they're
true.
good.
Yeah. Okay. So, also, I will note, this doesn't have to be our home. We can pick an existing wild hubris failure or metal box. So, keep that in mind. Do we want that to be our home, or do we want to pick another thing or make another thing?
What all do we have left?
I mean, honestly, anything. I mean, we could use some of the stuff we already have, or just make something. We have the Temple of
Oh, yeah.
Certainty.
Yeah, we do have the Temple of Certainty.
And the Gateway,
Yeah,
and the Corpse. And the Swamp.
What if we live in the swamp?
I mean,
Donkey.
why would you live in the swamp? Because the swampy of the swamp part is kind of acidy.
Special boots.
maybe like inside the trees of the swamp or something.
Could live in a
Yeah.
big old tree house above acid swamp.
Treehouse above
I
Acid
was-
Swamp.
Yeah.
Yes, I like that.
Yeah.
I like it too.
Feel
Hell
free
yeah.
to add to the stuff that I'm drawing. I just want to get us to break soon because we've been going for a bit, so I'm just drawing stuff quickly.
Yeah.
I didn't
Sorry
realize
for suggesting
that in
that.
like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry for suggesting that. I thought it would be a pretty good idea for us to get this stage over so we could
No,
transition
I think
right
it
towards
was.
gameplay.
It definitely was. Just we should probably.
Yeah.
We live in funny tree houses, or at least you do.
You love my
Nice.
ideas.
I'm terrible.
Okay.
I'm all this.
Oh, the world is terrible, but it's good.
Yeah. The world is terrible, but it's epic and awesome. We actually love to see it. Okay.
Yes. I mean, it's better than not existing, I guess.
Yeah. We came together here because pick one as a group. We can survive in this place that others cannot. The wise and mighty elders brought us here. This is our ancestral home. We rebelled against a cruel faction. Nature kept us safe here. We must protect something fragile that has been here forever. We have seen the one true throne, not one held by man or even God, but by fungus or your own idea.
I feel like nature kept us safe here makes sense.
Agree.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense because the swamp.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Hey, does this make us adjacent to Shrek?
Somewhat.
Oh, this is the Shrek one shot.
Yes.
Once we start playing, I'm gonna rip off my skin suit and turn out to have been Shrek.
So wrapping up our history,
I've spoiled it.
Wrapping up our history seems that you have a lot more stuff on the map, which we don't, so we're not going to do that. A bit more about us. Before we get into the game, it's important that we talk a bit more about who we are. First, a few questions to discuss as a group. What values do we share as a people?
Hmm.
It's important to be community.
It is
Be
important
wary
to
of
be
big
community.
beetles.
Big beetles. That's fair.
I'm just making an absurd list of things that, that we're discussing here, not in any like configuration. Are we kind to each other here?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
that's important.
Cool.
Maybe not as much as we could be,
I think that's fair too.
but enough.
Cool. What is beautiful about our home?
You know, when the sun rises over the hills and you see that reflection in the acid, that's beautiful.
The iridescent acid gas.
Yeah.
I got something I could potentially say.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Sure.
The structures we built despite all the past failures.
I like that.
Okay, and what is terrible about our home?
I mean, the acid, right?
Yeah,
Really?
the acid's a little difficult sometimes. You really
Yeah.
have to be careful coming in and out of buildings.
It's mostly the acid, honestly.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
acid.
How have we made our mark on our home?
I have a little bit of an idea for this,
Yeah.
Oh,
which is maybe like animals were having a hard time living around here before, but like we helped like cultivate the area a little bit for animals to live.
Yeah.
I like that.
yeah,
I
feeds
like
into the
animal.
feeding the soil thing. Do we have leaders? If so, who are they?
Do we?
What if our leaders are like something weird, like a computer system?
Ooh,
I think I can dig a computer system.
I
Yeah.
mean, yes, but also, I guess if it's a computer system, I have to ask who programmed it and how did it get there.
good question.
Hmm.
We can request there.
Nobody knows. It's been here since before we got here, maybe. Maybe it showed up when we started, like when the first people made a community here.
I love this
Without,
Oh, sorry.
sorry,
No, go ahead.
you go ahead. Oh, without any sort of warning or like explanation, it just showed up and started explaining how to do things,
That's fun.
Mm.
and everybody was like, "Hey, shit! It knows what to do."
I love the
It
communist
seems to be
computer.
working.
Yeah, the communist computer that knows how to distribute all the resources is great to me. Uh,
Yeah.
It's just good at what it does.
yeah. Do we have any
I
other
respect
questions that we think
that.
are important? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh. I just said I respect the computer.
Hell yeah.
I honestly, yeah, I would give my life for the computer.
Do we have any other questions we think are important?
Hmm.
What are our goals, maybe?
Hmm.
Like, what do we try to do as a people? It could be something as simple as persisting, living.
I
Top
think. Oh, sorry.
Oh, you can go ahead.
Probably, considering the one-shot nature, probably just trying to survive, I guess.
Yeah. Just seeing another day. That's what I was
Yeah.
gonna say.
I would counter and say that due to the one-shot nature, having a grand goal like topple every single fucking empire and oppressor out there is even more possible.
How about pull heaven
R-
down?
Yes.
Ooh,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. I love that.
Yeah.
We came here to do one thing, and it's to kill God.
Yeah. Next, we'll make a few people who live here. While there are values we share, we should try to make a diverse group in terms of gender, sexuality, physical form, and philosophy. Locals might be a huge manufacturing robot, a strong union leader with a chitinous back, a dangerous gunner with a smoking mask. Or, sorry, a smoking mask. Different pronunciations. It could be a smoking mask or a smoking mask, either or. A lanky scholar with ancient hands, the queen of an insect hive, a many-limbed cyberneticist, a sweet old gardener, the true emperor, deeply remorseful and haunted by the past, and an orb of light always singing.
I like the idea of seeing them together makes me think of a sweet old gardener that is the true emperor, that just tends to the swamp and is strangely unaffected.
I should state something that might be interesting. I kind of pictured my character beyond the other side of the ideological strife that caused the Second Empire to fall apart. So they probably might have some antagonism with the True Empire,
Fun.
True Emperor.
I mean, it could not be the true emperor. It
No,
could
I
just
was
be
just
like
saying.
a weird gardener.
A mysterious
Yeah,
old gardener does seem like a good character.
yeah. I was just saying, like potentially, if it is the True Emperor, there could be like some tension there. I guess.
What if it's a secret that it's the true emperor and he knows? Or maybe he doesn't know as the true emperor, but he is still remorseful and haunted.
Yeah, maybe.
Cursed to tend the acid swamp.
I would say
Which
we're
is
getting
very pretty.
I would say we're getting too close to Lithune, but I intentionally made the True Emperor to be a worse version of him, so it's fine.
That's fair.
I really like the idea of it just being the actual true empire, and there's just just the idea of this community kind of having this tension with me and the true emperor, I guess.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
Does
What
seem
if
kind of
you?
you just have this conflict with this sweet old person, and just
What if?
why? Why do you hate them?
What if you know that he's the true emperor, but he doesn't because of the nature of the curse?
That would be fun, but the clips did say that's a bit too close to Lethune.
Oh no, I don't care.
I actually don't know anything about Lithune, so I'm.
That's
This
is like carcinization, but it's Eltonization.
Yeah. Slowly.
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure we're like treading new ground and not just repeating Lethune, I guess.
No, I'm into it. I think it's fun.
I don't know.
a universal constant.
Yeah.
Is this canon? It's up to you, really.
No. How do we feel about a dog that's been like cybernetically enhanced to have a big brain, like a huge brain? Wait, no, nature's already
like
sentient.
that.
It's just a dog. Nature's already sentient.
Just a dog. It's just a
Just
What
a
if-
dog.
What
a
if it
good
just
boy.
has a big brain, though? Like, this is the Jimmy Neutron of dogs.
It's very smart.
What if it
uniquely very intelligent.
What if it isn't even that smart? What if it's just normal smart? It just has an abnormally large brain.
That's what I'm saying.
Got a big brain. And an even bigger heart.
Brain dog. Aw. A very, very good dog.
Any other ideas for
Of course.
friends?
Ah.
The
A
town dog walker.
Dog walker.
A giant jellyfish who lives in the swamp.
8 limbs.
Oh. That would be cool. Swamp jellyfish.
I do like swamp jellyfish.
Yeah, swamp jellyfish, cool.
Born of cursed magics. Cursed technologies. There we go. The dog walker, 8-limbed, born of cursed technologies.
Yes.
Perfect.
My god.
And
Tell-
finally...
we-
Oh, sorry.
Please tell me both words are capitalized. Actually, all three.
Yes.
The dog walker.
Yes, the dog walker. Finally name a wonder we might have, or a wonder we have. This should be something big and useful. It might be a huge solar power farm, a field of valuable flowers, a manufacturing plant for narcotics, a row of mounted harpoons, or a statue to a great profit.
Is this just the computer?
I feel like it could be the computer, yeah.
Could be, yeah.
Yeah. I like it being the computer, because we've already established that it is just really good at what it does, and nobody knows why it's there. That's pretty wondrous.
Yeah, I would agree. Alright. Let's take a longer break, I think, because we've been going for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Maybe like a 15-minute break, if that's all right.
Sure.
Sure.
So 11.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Alright. See y'all in a bit.
Wait, before you pause,
Yeah.
make sure to buy Third Empire. Let me post the button.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a
Very
funny
it's a
bundle.
fun game to play.
Do it.
You can literally get both. You get Third Empire and the expansion I made for the price of Third Empire. Like it's
Yeah.
literally as if you're like not buying the expansion, but you're getting it. So do that.
There is also the Freedom Fund as well. So yeah, you can get this game and Heaven and Hell for a huge discount, and if you're up for it, you can also donate to the LGBT Freedom Fund.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty. We'll be back. See y'all in a bit. We are back.
Hello.
You do a bit.
Hello.
You do a bit.
Hi.
Yeah, sorry, Third Empire's canceled.
Oh, no.
Eclipse has decided to get a bucket of mud during the break, and she's gonna enable webcam and eat it on stream.
Why would I do that?
Damn.
I don't know. Why did you do it? You're asking me, but like you did that.
That's genuinely
Honestly-
true. Why did I do that?
You did.
Honestly,
though.
that's just toxic.
Yeah.
Like everyone in this chat saw it.
I'll pull up the map as we need it. For now, I'm just gonna keep it back. Okay. So, we're gonna do this in a weird way. Let's talk about mechanics first. The way this game works is, you all created characters, and I'll just read this. Resolving conflict, which is the main thing they'll be doing in this game. Anytime something happens where the result is unknown, players roll dice to determine the outcome. This results in either success, screw, or clash. Success in Third Empire is often decisive, as are screws. Success is generally more common than a screw, especially if players play to their strengths. Don't be afraid to know what you do and do it well. A clash is fairly rare, but it's known to happen. This is your classic blade-to-blade impasse, the PC in danger of meeting face-to-face, and neither gaining the advantage. When faced with a human foe, this is a great chance to trade words. Sometimes, a PC is in a clash. I probably should have said humanoid, anyways, or sentient. A PC in a clash will need help from another PC to get out of it. Whenever you try to do something soft, social, instinctual, or biological, roll 1d6. You succeed if the roll is under your flesh, you screw if the roll is over your flesh, and you clash if the roll is exactly your flesh. So you're always trying to roll under, whichever one you're using.
Oh, we need to roll under?
Yes, you want to roll under.
Oh shoot, can I change around my stats for a second here?
Yes, higher is better.
Yeah, because I thought I needed high skills, so let me check, because I wanted my metal to be my best skill.
Wait, no, you want higher.
Oh, okay.
Because that means there's more space to roll under it.
Sorry, I failed at preschool math.
No.
Sad. Whenever you try to do something hard, armed, intellectual, or mechanical, roll 1d6. You succeed if you roll under your metal. You screw if you roll over your metal, and you clash if you roll exactly metal. Sorry, Eden, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, we are a very metal party.
Because of the computer, after all.
Yeah.
That does make sense.
Hang on, I need to really quickly, I want to put a quote tweet out that says we're back. We're back.
We returned.
We're back, and Eclipse is eating mud alive on air.
Yeah.
You hate to see it.
It's full of earthworms and leeches.
Okay, we're probably gonna have to refer to this mechanic quite a bit. I'm actually gonna put it in our Discord thing, because this is a lot more complicated than it was in the original game. I think it's better, but it's a lot more complicated. When you feel a skill applies, you roll 2d6 and take the lowest. You gain a skill every time you screw. When you feel a look applies and you roll a screw, it becomes a clash. Your god cloak might protect your body from a blade, or your blood hunger might keep you on your feet. When you feel a possession applies and you roll a success, push it forward an extra inch. Your physical dream might assist in your ritual, or your deathless egg may help you push through a bout of Dragon's Flame. Success might look like killing a bastard, taming a beast, healing a scarred place, repairing a machine, making very good bread, or convincing someone to be kind. A screw might look like losing a body part, getting beat to the ground, losing your composure, activating an ancient security system, taking a crossbow bolt to the shoulder, or getting hit by a wave of psychic energy. So we're actually not going to go on adventure first. We're going to do downtime first, because I'm going to let each of you pick to have either a relic or a profanity.
Ooh.
Relics are from heavens and are from heaven, and profanities are from hell.
Wait, did we make our hell?
We didn't. Oh my god. That's fine. We'll do that now. We'll do that before. Yeah, we need to make our hell.
Wait,
that's
was
important.
the corpse hell, or am I?
The corpse was not hell. We did not make hell.
Okay.
Let's
Okay.
make hell real quick.
I
Hell.
can't believe this. You call yourself a demon and you forgot about hell.
I'm so sorry. Beneath the world in bunkers, chittering nests and siding curtain hollows, things from an unknown but resurrected era squirm in acrid air. Below us is hell, a place that contains things both good and bad, ancient and new. Unlike other parts of history, hell is inherited by no one and nothing, yet will likely inherit all things. Hell contains the worst mistakes of the First Empire, Second Empire, and factions of the Third Empire. Unlike the world, nature, the First Empire, or other structures, you'll decide a few things that hell is, then later build factions based on them. I think I'll make one hell.
Awesome.
So potential options for hell are a colony of insect humanoids with screaming voices, walking shadows rising from an ancient corpse, magma men from the core of the world, carnivorous plants stealing and integrating human organs, thick fungal sludge, confused mining robots, sentient poachers centipedes, actual demons, the inheritors of heaven, the false emperor's domain, concentrated pain, those who tend graves, any number of your own ideas.
What about? We've been talking about like the architects of reality and all that stuff. What if the hell was the unreality thing?
Like the destroyers of reality.
Yeah, like the unreality thing I mentioned with like the gateway and the gods and all that.
Go ahead.
So
Sorry.
Oh, no, sorry. I guess I was just gonna ask a question. So if like architects are, like creators of order, hell are like what, like agents of chaos? Question mark.
I
Yeah.
guess so. Yeah.
They're the
I was
nastiest
imagining-
thing you can imagine.
Yeah.
Well, are they agents of chaos or are they agents of uncreation?
Mm,
They're
is
not
there
the
a
same thing.
difference? Or
Destruction and chaos are different things.
true.
Yeah. I like them as chaos. I feel like that's fun.
Chaos is
Yeah.
fun.
The
Because
unarchitects.
hell is both good and bad.
Yeah.
Hell is both stinky and smells good.
I think
I like-
actually. Oh, sorry.
I was going to say I like describing hell at being eerily quiet.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hell is empty. The demons are here. Or something is that quote.
Did I not? I actually need to add some things to some of this. I think Heaven and Hell is going to get a little upgrade because I want to add some recommendations for supremacies and mounds, and also clarify that Hell, the creatures of Hell are not good. They're just good things in Hell. Or sorry, the creatures of Heaven are not good. They're just good things in Heaven. Okay. Oh, let me put my cloak off. But yeah, I like the idea of it being these unarchitects and this like very quiet place.
Yeah. Oh, what were you gonna say earlier? You were trying to say something, but I think you either cut out or something else.
I forget. I don't necessarily know if we need a mound because I don't think we're gonna use it.
Yeah.
So I think we'll stick with.
I mean, we could.
Yeah.
You could literally assign the mound to the gateway, honestly.
Yeah, that would make sense. So the gateway is a mound as well.
Yeah.
As a failure. Cool. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna give each of you either a relic or a profanity. So the way that this works is a relic can be 2 artifacts. Artifacts are used to make wonders for your community, like the computer. So you can make 2 wonders with a relic, or you can give yourself a miracle. And a miracle is this also needs a downtime action. There are a couple things in Heaven Plus Hell that need slight edits, but I think it's still usable. You just need to kind of interpolate some stuff that I implied. But yeah, a miracle. So you write a great and biblical thing that defies the established. Sorry, you write a great and biblical thing that defies the established rules of reality, and you can do it once per session. So a relic is either 2 wonders or a miracle for yourself. And then a profanity can either be 2 treasures, which you can use to create a look You can use treasures for looks or possessions. Oh yeah, I don't think we actually talked about what looks and possessions are. Looks are something that are like part of you. Possessions are things that you have that might be like alien or strange to you.
Yeah.
And profanities. Yeah. So 2 treasures, which can be used for looks or possessions, or mutations. Uh, I would describe mutations as like about like fictional positioning, if that makes sense. They're like they allow you to do things that are like that normal characters wouldn't be able to do. So examples include your gecko hands will let you climb walls your normal fingered friend can't, or your anti-magic field will make you resistant to magic in ways others aren't. I actually have another question related to this. Do we want to make our relics and profanities, or do y'all want me to roll on the table?
I'm up for rolling, honestly.
I like the idea of rolling, personally.
Yeah.
Rolling is fun.
Yes, okay.
Also, minor thing I just noticed. What you put down rabbit statue under profanities?
Sad.
I just noticed that, like, what?
Look.
Yeah.
So, Carrie, do you want a relic or a profanity?
I would love, with all my life, a relic.
Okay. You got 26. Full distortion radial chaos.
That tracks.
So you'll decide what to do with that after we get everyone a thing. Bella, do you want a relic or a profanity?
Shoot. Relics are good for miracles and
Wonders.
wonders, and profanities are good for what was it?
Treasures and mutations.
And what are treasures?
Treasures are they let you get new looks and possessions.
Okay. I guess a profanity.
Okay. Let's see. You got 42. The sticky chitin.
Ooh.
Or just sticky chitin. Aster,
Sticky.
do you want a relic or profanity?
A profanity, I guess.
Cool. Let's see. You got 52. Egg-laced shield.
Cool.
And Eden, do you want a relic or a profanity?
I guess we're gonna make it an even split here. I'm gonna get a relic.
All right. Let's get some of these relics are really a lot. Let's see.
Yeah.
Oh, you got a simple one. You got 13. Eternal manifestations of Og.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I don't know who Og is, but you got their eternal manifestations.
Oh, I know. I know.
Awesome.
Wait,
all right.
Isn't that the fashion type of boots?
No, that's Ugg.
Ugg.
Sorry. So whoever has their idea for what they want to do with their thing, feel free.
I guess so. We use our profanity under the downtime thing, right?
Yes. Either to create and use treasures, or create and use. I'm gonna be pretty loose with downtime actions. Just do as much as you want to give to like use your thing that you have basically.
Okay. Oh, where are mutations labeled on this book?
Mutations are in Death plus Hell. The thing about treasures, relics, profanities, and artifacts is that like it doesn't clearly mark what you should get from them. It's kind of up to you to kind of imagine cool ideas for that.
Mm-hmm. I kind of want a mutation, honestly.
Cool. What sort of mutation do you think you'll get from your sticky chitin?
Thinking what would be a good mutation, honestly.
It'd be like a carapace, maybe.
Yeah, but what would that really have? Because remember how you detailed the users are very, not very mechanical, they're just narrative bonuses.
Yeah, but it could, like, if you fail a screw, like, that's related to physical injury, like, it might not take, like, a limb. It might just, like, chip your or crack your carapace.
What about what about instead of it being a carapace, what if it like dissolved my already existing carapace and exposed chittering gears, which count as armor?
Can you explain that?
Like it just like my character already had carapace, and the mutation I got was it kind of dissolved some of that carapace and left like, I guess, what's the name for like when gears ticking gears
Oh,
that
that's
act as
fun.
armor?
I like that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Anyone else know what they want to do?
I think I want to use the internal manifestations of Og as a miracle to be able to change the mind of nature.
Oh, that's fun.
So okay, so I'm clear here.
Yeah.
I can what what do I use this relic for? I apologize.
So you can use the relic to get a miracle, or you can use it to create 2 artifacts, which you can use for wonders.
Okay, awesome. In that case, I think the miracle, I'll do a miracle, which is that um I can use this for distortion or real chaos to just like temporarily unmake a portion of area of land.
That's great.
Ooh, that is wild. Yeah.
Just a localized eraser.
Yes.
That's fun.
really good.
And I think that leaves us to Aster.
Yeah. Hmm.
Get wild with it. It's to have fun.
Just, I'm not even sure.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm just like,
A bowl of spaghetti.
Possession, bowl of spaghetti. Delicious.
This spaghetti is alien to you.
I'm just like, I guess, like, I could do a possession, or no, wait. I'm confused. What does the profanity do again?
So the profanity either becomes 2 treasures, which can be used for possessions or looks, or
Okay.
1 mutation.
Hmm.
Like, you either split it into more items or you put it in your body.
So by putting it into your body, does that imply like you eat it or something? Am I I'm
Yeah. Or, like, implant it. Like, there are a lot of ways
Mm.
that you could use it.
It
That's
somehow
fair.
integrates or affects you.
Yeah, either
Is
way,
how
it
I
changes
kinda-
your... Oh, sorry.
That's just how I was reading the mutations.
Yeah, it changes your body.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm. I don't know. I can't think of a mutation that I particularly want. So what if I had an egg-laced shield and then I split it into an egg and a shield and I got
Yeah.
an egg and a shield?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Well, if it's egg laced, then there's probably a bunch of eggs. So what if you got a bunch of eggs and a shield?
Many
Dozen
eggs.
eggs. That's interesting. A dozen eggs means I could like, I don't know, throw them at people.
If it's just a carton of eggs was inside the shield.
Yeah.
I'll say that's what I want. I want a carton of eggs and a shield.
Yeah.
Cool. Good
And
stuff.
the shield specifically, it kind of looks like an eggshell.
Which of
Good.
those are possessions and which of those are looks?
Oh, do I have to do one of each?
No.
Um, I'll make the carton of eggs a possession and the shield part of my look.
Nice.
These eggs are alien to you.
Yeah.
They feel a little bit alien to me.
Strange eggs.
They look so weird. They're chicken eggs, but chickens don't exist in this world.
Damn.
Sad.
Now we'll note. Do we want to go to a heaven? Is that what we want to do here?
I think so. That was our goal, right?
We
Yeah.
want to tear heaven down.
Yeah.
I'm going to ignore a mechanic, which is that normally you have to use a wonder to. There's a special wonder. Actually, the computer could be the wonder. The computer is the wonder that we need to access a heaven or
Yeah.
supremacy. Also, I will note when you roll a screw against a creature in a supremacy, you die. So just keep that in mind. You simply die when that happens. So
do we think we could do something before we like to prepare before we go to the heaven, or did we just do that with the downtime?
I'll let y'all actually like do downtime because I feel like this was like fake pre-downtime. So downtime options. I'm not gonna say y'all have any treasures or artifacts for now, but you could do rest and relaxation or specialist training. Specialist training is you choose a skill you have, then come up with a niche within that skill. The next time this niche appears, you automatically succeed. If you have a wonder tied to this niche, specialist training lasts until your next downtime. For example, parrying could be a niche of swords, and flowers could be a niche of gardens. And also weird, like, there can be skills that are technically niches of other skills. Like, it doesn't really need to be like that. Like, you know, flowers could be a niche of gardens, but like thorns could be a niche of flowers, and like plant cells could be a niche of thorns, I guess. Knives could be a niche of thorns. It's kind of like it's kind of nebulous in that way. And then rest and relaxation. Choose a skill you have and explain how you use it to relax. The next time the skill applies, also act as if you have a possession. Also act as if a possession applies, pushing your success forward another inch. Also get any proper care, or get proper care for any injuries you have, which I don't think you have. And each of you can do one of those.
I would like to do rest and relaxation.
Cool. For which skill and how?
I would like to use explosives. I am I'm sitting off of the edge of a tree and throwing like just little bombs that I've been experimenting on into the acid lake and just kind of watching as it splashes up.
That's really fun. So the next time the skill applies, next time explosives applies, you also act as if a possession applies, even if it doesn't.
Cool.
I'm definitely watching that. It doesn't count as a thing, but I'm watching that.
Hell yeah.
That just sounds
yeah.
like fun. I want to create a niche within my skill of rituals to have a niche of banishments, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Do you think the computer applies to this niche?
Like how do you mean?
Vaguely. Extremely vaguely.
Okay. You know what? The computer knows how to do banishing rituals really, really well.
That makes sense.
And I hadn't thought to ask it because it's a computer, and my personal bias was just I'd never met a computer that knew how to do that before.
Okay, so next until the sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, I had nothing else to say.
Okay. Until the end of this downtime, or until the end of this adventure that's coming up, whenever you try to use banish as a skill, or whenever banish applies on a roll, or whenever rituals and specifically banishing applies on a skill, you just instantly succeed, which is neat.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to do. I think niche sounds very useful with automatic success, but I don't know how to make it work. So I think I'm going to do rest and relaxation with, I guess, gods.
Cool. How are you relaxing with gods?
I guess just in general, reading. I guess, and just in general, reading about them. I guess.
Are you debating with the true emperor on like the on the scripture?
Yeah, I guess so.
That's fun. um, cool. So you'll get a push forward, similar to possession.
Yeah.
And I think Aster's the last one.
Hmm. And I create a niche with my skill of songs that
Yeah.
a song that hmm, can I do a song that can like prevent an action that might cause harm? Does that make sense?
Oh, I haven't considered that.
It's up to you though.
There isn't formal spellcasting in this game, but I like that I so much that I will allow it.
Okay. Uh yeah. So yeah.
Cool.
So we've got a song that can prevent harm, and I can change the mind of nature. So I think we can just stop anything from dying.
Yeah, actually, that's in line with the. That makes sense. Okay, cool. Let's go to the adventure part. Uh, so, oh, there's actually a question ask PC to your left thing in this game. I forgot that was the thing.
Wow, you forgot your own game.
Yeah. Uh, this is for. Is this our first adventure, or is this a featured adventure?
I think it'd be
feel
really
like it.
funny. Sorry,
Oops,
go on.
sorry. No, you go ahead.
I think it'd be really funny if during our first adventure we went to heaven. I think that's just a funny concept.
Yep.
Sure, yeah.
Cool.
First
Um,
job.
on our first adventure, each PC asks one question to the PC to their left. So I'll do that via this. So it's going to be uh, going right to left. It's Eden, Aster, Bella, and then Carrie. Um, so, and the question options are: when we first meet? Why were we in love and why did we break up? Why do I resent you? Who else is in our polycule? What passion do we both share? What pet do we both take care of? Do we share an ideology? And if not, what divides us? And what do we find on the moon together? And how does it bind us? So Eden, you're going to ask Aster first.
Hmm. There's a bunch of good options here.
Yeah, or your own question.
Yeah. Hmm. Who do I remind you of that you'd rather forget?
Um hmm.
I could switch it if that's a little too.
No, that's interesting. I'm just trying to think about my character and what would be a good question or a good answer to that question. Um, you remind me of my childhood friend who betrayed me. How about that?
That's good. Always a good dynamic.
Love it.
Okay.
Uh, Aster, what is your question for Bella?
Hmm. Let me think. Hmm. Do we share an ideology, and if not, what divides us?
Ooh. I feel like we don't really have an ideology. We don't really
Okay.
share an ideology. What would you say your character's ideology is?
Hmm. I think my character's ideology. I guess I'm not sure if that maybe that's the issue, is that they don't necessarily have a strong ideology. I think maybe a lot of the time they kind of feel like they just exist, and that they don't have strong purpose.
Yeah. I just realized something.
What?
I kind of just accidentally made my character like a very religious Protestant priest.
Yeah.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, God. So yeah, I guess that's what divides us, is that my character's just very strong in their belief.
And I'm just like, okay, chill maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Cool. Bun, your question for Carrie.
Ah. What did we find on the moon together, and how does it bind us?
So I think that like, hmm, I think we found. I don't think we were on the moon. I think this is more of like we found this while we were looking at the moon. Um, and we saw something on it, and I think the thing we saw on it was like a temporary reflection like of ourselves in like a way that the moon doesn't usually reflect things like the tides do, but in this moment the moon reflected us.
Ooh. That's fun.
Yeah, that's fun.
And Carrie, what is your question for Eden?
Um, hmm. Why did we break up?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh, Eden's muted.
Thank you for saying that, Jesus Christ.
It's okay.
No.
It's
I was too
okay.
I was too clingy at the time.
I
Ooh,
see.
damn. Um, I do actually just want to read the future adventures one because I'm very proud of them. Um, are these adventures as valuable for you as they are for me? Do you still care about me? Can you tell me something I haven't seen? Do you think we're doing good things out here? Can you remind me why I fight? Will you hold my hand this time? What will we eat when we get back? What knowledge do you really hope we find here? Or your own question. I just had fun writing this. Uh, so we've decided on a place to visit. Can be for a map or a brand new one. We're going to the key, um, up on the northwest side of the map, which is where
Yeah.
which is heaven. It is where heaven is.
Sweet.
So the GM, using the Game Master's Guide, will throw various obstacles at the PCs. The GM will also lay out treasure and artifacts, items that can later be used to empower yourself and your community, respectively. Also relics, because we're in heaven. The PCs can choose to leave this place at any time, as long as they are not in danger. This is related to kind, weird, or rogue factions. We're going for cruel factions, so it doesn't matter. And the adventure will either go well or poorly. Either way, it's not over until we've either died or left this place. No matter what, we will carry each other home. If you're doing a one shot, this might be where you wrap up and discuss what happens next. So, let's play. Oh, player's guide also. Uh, excuse me. As a player, it's your responsibility to inhabit a character and take the world seriously. Generally, a player should fight back against injustice. Don't be afraid to get beat up. It's victory wine, not blood. This is not just a game for violence. The natural world yearns to flourish. Avoid playing characters who are bigoted or judgmental. This is a game about people fighting a patchwork causing its cruelty and fascism, and treat your fellow PCs as importantly as you treat the world. They're your comrades.
Yeah.
And my responsibilities as GM, it's your responsibility to make this world both violent and beautiful. Generally, the GM should paint the world in a haunted, healing brush, depict blades as sharp, jaws as forceful, and machines as unyielding. Take time to speak to the beauty of the natural world. Play up the goodness in everyone, but don't be afraid to make conquerors, crusaders, and capitalists irredeemable. Don't kill the PCs when they fall. Let them lick their wounds and come back angry. This game is all or nothing. With a screw, the consequences suck. With success, the victory is vicious. Give the PCs plenty of opportunities to gather cool treasures and artifacts. They'll need them. The GM can always add a layer of danger, have a rival show up, have the floor break underneath them, have an army approach, describe a cool treasure or artifact, ask a player for the history of something, depict violence and beauty in detail, and ask where next. After success, the GM can give them something they need, kill someone awful, and show something wonderful. After a screw, the GM can take something they need, kill someone good, and show someone something terrifying. And during a clash, the GM can challenge the PC's beliefs and ask why not just fail. And also have a whole bunch of tables. So yeah, let's play. So I guess we should probably start with y'all. Like, do we want to have like stuff on the road, or do we want to just like immediately be on our way to the?
I guess keep in mind we're at like 2 hours here.
Yeah,
so
that's what I was thinking.
So I guess nothing on the road, because while that might be fun.
Dear.
Oh, what's happening?
I agreed with you.
Like, oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm just like talking about it might also use some time.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Sorry.
I love you. You're just very silly.
I love you too. How am I? I'm just so silly.
You're a silly rabbit. Anyways, on our first adventure, we're gonna go to the key. How do y'all get to the key? Like, how does the computer help you get there?
Oh.
Well, my thought is that the computer seems like it is already kind of an agent, not necessarily of heaven, but like an artifact of heaven in a way.
Yeah.
At least those are the vibes that I've been getting from it. So maybe like it has like a through line in that way, like a password maybe.
Yeah, maybe to like a portal system, kind of like the Institute in Fallout 4.
I got a potentially. I got a potential idea.
Yeah.
Sure.
What if the computer was what if we dismantled the computer to get to the portal to heaven?
We love the computer.
Yeah, that's why
I would be elementally opposed as a character.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like, that's why I meant the idea would be potentially like that, because like we love this computer. So
I might leave as a character. No, but not really. I was going to say I do have the skill of paths. So the computer could tell us about a path up to the. Maybe there's like some air that if you step on it just right, you can walk all the way up to the key in the sky.
Oh, that's fun.
That's fun.
Invisible.
There's a staircase.
Seath's Crystal Cavern vibes. I'm into it. Yeah, so I guess you all walk up this invisible stairway after like a couple of days of walking along the sort of wilds of the kind of dusty deserts. Actually, what's in the northwest? There's like a big corpse. So there's probably like some like giant like mold fields up here, that have like kind of like a bluish tint to them. Yeah, I'm into that. And you just see like this huge like black key like floating in the air. And like eventually like you find this like bit of hard air that you're able to walk on, and you make your way up to the key, which has like a glowing white doorway that welcomes you.
Oh yeah. Oh, quick question. Would you say ideological or theological debate would be intellectual or?
Yeah, probably intellectual.
Okay, good. I was just making sure I applied.
It honestly could be flesh or metal. You can make different arguments for me.
Yeah, that's fair.
Depends on if it's based on book rating or like spiritual instinct, spiritual
Yeah.
feeling. But yeah, I think when you first enter, um, you're in like a maintenance hall that's full of these like uh, I think like white robots that seem to be ignoring you. Um, they seem to be like going along like their predetermined paths through what appear to be like hallways in like crew quarters.
Oh.
These are like really elaborate though. There's like fountains and like a bunch of like little green topiaries that hang on the walls and like flower beds. The whole place is like squeaky clean because of all these like little Roombas, and you don't see or hear anyone moving through right now. There's like a beginning and end to this hallway. It's kind of like an L-shaped hallway, and then there are rooms kind of all along it, and like a park in the middle.
Oh.
Hmm.
I guess Abyssal will approach one of the robots, I guess, and I guess like tap it on one of whatever it looks like it's okay to tap, like whatever looks like a shoulder.
The robot continues on their path.
Hmm.
They have a lot to do.
Can I see how my crystallized curse reacts to the water from the fountains?
Oh, interesting.
Ooh.
Uh, Hang on. I need to look at
Splash
your
a little
character
on there.
sheet because that's an interesting. Um, yeah.
It's an old curse, if that helps.
Yeah. I think the water makes uh, like it's like a flash of quartz. Like a crystal, like quickly materializes and then like turns to dust on the surface of the crystallized curse.
I nod like I've seen this before, but I definitely haven't.
Yeah, water doesn't normally do this to it.
I'm trying to play it off like I know what this means, though.
Uh, could I use my knowledge to maybe discern it?
uh, yeah. I mean, this isn't like a thing that I'm gonna let you fail really badly on, so it actually won't be a roll. Um, I'm just gonna like use your knowledge as fictional positioning. Um,
Yeah.
you this is like
I do have a crystal conscious, which I think should help with my knowledge, I guess.
yeah. This is catalyst water. Um, the angels, or I guess we're calling them, yeah, architects themselves don't drink it. It's mostly used to like produce really fast lifespans in experimental creatures, so that they can determine whether they're properly built before they like destroy them. Like they just let them like die of old age.
Whoa. Jeez.
But yeah, if you drink this, you will age. This is the beach that makes you old. If you
So
drink
opposite of
this,
forgotten youth.
yeah, if you drink this, you'll age instantly.
Do do you tell me that,
I
or
I guess the best would like inform you, like they probably like go down to their vocal synthesizer to say something, going like, you should
I'm
probably be careful around those waters."
I'm definitely about to like put a drop of it on my tongue before you say that. Then
Uh, do you wish to age 30 years?
I mean, like I very quickly pull my hand away. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
um,
Yeah.
you hear footsteps coming from one of the side rooms, like what seems like it's probably like quarters here.
Yeah, let's go there. Abyss will probably go towards his footsteps.
The door flies open before you're able to like. It's like an automatic door. It's kind of like imagining like it's like a vertical blast door where it goes like psh, into like the floor and ceiling. Uh,
Mm.
and you see a like like the most like touchstone for this is like Orican from Warframe, like the most like person like dressed completely in white, pure white skin, like wrinkles across their face, like glimmering golden eyes, and wearing like this ridiculous outfit with like a bunch of like floating orbs surrounding them, um, and they're carrying a like I like the idea that these people don't have guns because the true emperor made the well had the first sword, or no, sorry, they don't have swords because the true emperor had the first sword. Um, so uh they have like a strange looking, I guess to you would be a crossbow on their hip. Or it looks almost like a welding tool. Um, and I think the moment they see you, they say, ah, it appears that the experimental division has some escapees. Come, I should bring you back to your cells.
Off.
Uh, what was that? I didn't think they train the test subjects to use that language these days.
What language?
Wait, just you cut out. I'm pretty sure
Oh, sorry.
Carrie. I'm pretty sure Alex said "fuck off," right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yep.
And they, I think they reach for their little welding tool, and point it at Alexa and pull the trigger.
Messed up.
Can I try to whip the welding tool out of this entity's hand?
Hell yeah. Let's see. So, do you think that's flesh or metal?
It's, I mean, it's sort of like a reflexive action. If I really wanted to argue that it was flesh, it's metal.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
using a
armed.
tool.
Makes sense.
Uh,
Cool.
And I
You have a look,
believe
right? That's your. I think your tools have the whip, right?
yeah, that's part of the looks.
Yeah.
I've got a medal of 3. How do looks affect rolls again?
Let's see, because I forget. A look, if you roll a screw, it becomes a clash. So you won't be able to die here from this.
I'm not going. That's good. Glad to hear that.
Yeah. Do you think you have any skills that apply, or just tools?
This isn't really a ritual. I'm using this as just a physical whip.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. And it's not really a path or a story. So
Cool. That's a 1, so that's good. That's a
I
success.
I actually rolled a dice and got a 1.
Yeah.
So you said.
Describe that successful effort to me.
With like uncanny speed, I sort of uncoil the whip and in the same motion, strike at the welding tool. I'm not sure the exact word that you would use. I whip at it with the whip. The whip goes and it hits. I'd say what it hits is it's their fingers in such a way that they can't help but drop it.
Nice. And I think I'm gonna give you the relic, Holy Multi-Tool.
Oh yeah.
Of course, these aren't really gonna matter because we're gonna wrap up at the end of the adventure, but it's it's fun to rack up score.
Also, it's a good way to show, since this is like a promo thing. It's a good way to show the potential customers to play.
Customers.
I mean, aren't they customers?
I guess so. Just So weird
Maybe
framing.
maybe I somehow managed to sort of like uh pull the tool back with the whip as I draw it back so it skids towards me across the floor.
Nice.
And then I grab that
Alexa,
fucker.
sorry.
Sorry, and then I grab it.
Alexa looks over at you like, hey, you're still too clingy. We've talked about this. I can handle things my own, okay?
Look,
God.
and
Uh,
then just nothing.
yeah. I got a potential cool idea here.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess I'm gonna go. I guess I'm gonna go step up towards the. I guess this architect.
Yeah. You
I
get a
guess
sense
I'll.
this is an architect.
Yeah, I guess I'll like engage them, and I have a very cool idea here. I'm
Okay.
I'm gonna embrace what I accidentally made this character, and I'm just gonna like be very hostile and like engage them in like the theological implications of them calling themselves an experimenter and yet trying to destroy something new that they haven't seen yet.
Okay. I don't think I need to have you roll on that unless you're trying to do something like really distinct with it.
It's supposed to be like attack. It's supposed to be like an attack, I guess. Like a. So I guess I roll like metal. I guess.
What are you trying to do to them?
I guess. I guess just try to. I guess. Like I guess I envision like words having power. So I
Oh,
guess like words having power. So this would like physically hurt. I guess.
you're thuming them with like with faith. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
That seems like it might be flesh. And I don't know if that's metal.
Because it's I.
Oh, it's
Because it was
intellectual.
supposed to,
Yeah,
yeah, it's
metal.
like theological debate. It's not
Yeah.
it's because I'm not relying on like inherent things. I'm mostly relying on like book smarts of what I've read.
Yeah. Let me roll that. So that's
Yeah.
a skill. So you get 2d6. Do you think any so actually I haven't noted this in the book, but they stack. Like all these things stack. So
Oh.
do you think any looks or possessions apply here?
I got something. I got a potential fun idea. What if the, you know how I said I have possible geometry on the jaw and all that?
Yes.
What if that, what if I turned off the vocal synthesizer and used my true voice?
Sure. So that's your possession, and a possession would
Yeah.
mean that the success would go further. So let's see how that goes. 2d6, and you'll take the lowest. 2. That seems like it should work, right?
Yeah, my metal's 5.
Yeah. So what does further look like? God. Oh, I have an idea.
Oh.
It's partially a good further, partially a bad further. I think that I think like as you're talking to them, they like slam their fist on a security button on the wall. Um, and like I guess y'all see like Abyssal just like shouting this dude down, and like they're like shivering, and like after a while of this, they just like combust, like they not combust, they dissolve under the weight uh of Abyssal's words, and uh the result of this is that the like these words are so powerful that the like power system, at least in this part of the key, is down. Um, so like you're in the dark, um, but whatever security systems are coming for you will also be.
Oh dear.
My scars glow very slightly in the dark, not enough to see
Neat.
by, but they do.
You definitely hear like robotic like scuttling, um, as like clearly some sort of defense drone is coming to deal with you.
Can I narrate what Abyssal says after they kind of cause this guy to dissolve?
Yeah.
I guess they they basically the brush. What is it called when you like brush your hands off of dust?
Yeah, like when you brush your shoulders off.
Yeah, I guess they like do that with their hands, and like they turn on their vocal synthesizer and say, "There we go, we finally got a synthesis."
God. Oh, you know what?
This-
I think another note is that the this architect leaves a red stain on the wall.
Oh, jeez.
The divines bleed red.
Good.
I made, I'm still like reeling over how I made a literal Protestant preacher.
Yeah, it's fine. So, where next?
Does anybody have a flashlight? Did we forget to bring a flashlight?
I can light a
Uh,
bomb.
I think we probably might have.
You know, I think a bomb, if you throw it away from all of us, yeah,
Okay.
I
just make
mean,
just make
it
sure
is.
to look directly into the explosion, everybody.
Yeah, I mean, it is a reverse time bomb, so
Are you kidding me? I'm not using that. That's too valuable. I have other explosives.
that's fair.
It's the special bomb.
I got flash grenades and shit.
Cool. So yeah, you light up the area. Um, like these bombs are slowly winding down. Um, and then this thing scuttles in, and you notice something about it. Um, actually, who would notice this? Let me see. I want to look at your skills to figure this out. Rachel's paths and stories. Yeah, I think Lenore's Cybele, is that it?
Yeah, Lenore would be their first name, so
Yeah.
you can just call them that.
Lenore, you notice that you've seen this plating before. It's like energy reflective plating.
Mm.
And the grenades that that Alexa threw out are going to like not do anything to it. At least from this angle, like it has like a forward shield. Um, it's like this kind of like round robot with like some like spider legs and this like forward facing like 4-part reflective shield. Um, and the energy is going to like go right back toward you if these
Ooh.
things blow up.
Hmm. Can I? Do I know enough about them to know if it's possible to disable that, and to if I tell everyone that, will they be able to avoid it?
Potentially.
Okay. I guess, can I make a move to see if it's possible to disable?
I mean, you actually, sorry, you probably know that. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know that you can disable this. It has a switch on the back that lets you disable it.
Okay.
I will note it's like wide as the hallway. But
mm,
you know, you're a cool action
I'm like
character in a TTRPG.
I'm like a cat. Cats jump over shit all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah. So okay, so I guess, can I try making a roll, and can I argue that it's a metal roll and I use my knowledge of tools to try and disable it?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Nice.
Let me
So
roll that.
would it be 2d6?
Yeah, 2d6. Okay. So your lowest roll was a 2. So that should be good, right?
I actually rolled 2 twos. So
Oh,
yeah.
well, I also rolled for you.
Oh,
The folks at home
okay.
can see it.
Oh, that makes more sense. But yeah,
Yeah.
I also
So,
rolled, but no one can see it.
Okay. Either way, it was a 2.
so
Yeah.
wait, both
All right.
I think that's 2 rolls where the actual roll and Eclipse's roll have been the same, and that's
Fancy.
terrifying. Sorry.
Yeah, so describe that.
Okay. So like, I'm like a cool like cat girl lion and I like do like a cool jump, all right? And I like like when I jump, I like for a moment I'm crouching, but then I'm doing like a handstand and I like flip over on the backside and I instantly know what parts, do what and I'm able to disable it. And I just like give a thumbs up.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use one of my moves. There is a hatch on the top of this robot opens up as you disable it, and a little it's like a mongoose pops out, um, and the mongoose kind of proudly stands on top of the orb robot and looks around to you all and speaks. It says, I have been trapped in that thing for a long, long time. I it must have been days. Thank you so much. How what are your names?
Uh, um, I think Lenore is just sort of like, Lenore? Question mark. Who are you?
I am the mongoose from the fourth tree from the lake.
Hmm.
I'm Abyssal, the Felled Architect.
Name's Alexa. I like to do surgery on things, including bombs.
My name is Chicago.
That seems unlikely.
Names are
I'm-
unlikely.
Fair enough.
I'm going to be honest. Like your name is Mongoose. I'm pretty sure, and someone's name being Chicago can pass.
Yes, I'm going to be leaving this place, but there might be something in here that I can pass your way. Um, and I'm actually gonna roll for an artifact that's inside the
Hell yeah.
robot.
Hell yeah.
Let's see what artifact is in here. 45, which is oh, that's really fun. Uh, I wound up watching this a lot. It's kind of interesting, and they throw a, a a tape that contains a historical rock opera, um, just generally in y'all's direction.
No,
Mm.
fun. Yeah.
That's great. I love rock operas.
Do I know the story of this?
It's from another time in another world.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a history that's not familiar to you, but it's nonetheless a history.
Is it familiar to me?
It is also not familiar to you. It is
Oh.
probably not familiar to the architects, or it might be. It might be familiar to them, but not anyone who lives here,
Yeah.
or not anyone who lives on the world.
Hmm.
The proto men, huh?
Yeah, someone from another world.
Wait, you mean Megamite's canon to Third Empire?
No.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, there are two ways through the hallway. One leading back closer to where you were, and one where the robot came from. Which way are you going?
I guess where the robot came from. Think if nobody else objects.
Yeah.
Sounds like it makes sense to me.
Hmm.
Cool.
I can assume I'm on the other side of the robot, so I have to do less climbing if we go this.
That makes sense. Yeah, the rest of you clamber over the robot and head down the hallway, reaching another blast door that opens quite easily, and you arrive at a sort of long, uh, like the scene that's like I think in like every sci-fi game where it's like you're on a platform higher up, looking over like an army of like something. It's that, and you're looking over like an army of these robots that, and like you're like watching like an assembly line where like these animals are just being like put inside of these robots. It seems like it's a recent thing, almost like an act of desperation. Like perhaps out of a belief that like, or not out of a belief, but like an inability to create armies otherwise. So they're just creating like these really cheap robots that that contain animals, to power them. They're pulling a bit of an Eggman.
So you're telling me that we're a group of ragtag people from a forest who are coming to the highly mechanized.
Yeah,
I see.
Kenshi is Kenshi and Third Empire. You could play a Sonic game with Third Empire.
Exciting. This
What's
is
your-
We
terrifying.
did
I-
just save an animal from a robot. I want to say.
I'm Silver.
I will also note you see three similar architects. These like tall, pale people wearing these strange outfits with floating orbs and geometrical shapes, and they're overseeing this operation. There are three of them.
Are they easily approachable?
They are on a platform far below you, close to these like large armies of robots.
Are these robots physically overpowering the small animals to put them in these robots?
No, I think there's a machine that's doing it.
Can I?
Is the reason what I'm asking is, could these animals escape if they were somehow more powerful than something?
Probably.
Can I change the mind of nature to make these small animals incredibly powerful?
Yeah, that you can just do that. That's a miracle.
I mean, I can only do it once, but I'm doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. You've conjure the power. What was it? What was the thing that you have of Og?
It was the here. Sorry.
I mean, really, it's part of you now, but
yeah.
The eternal manifestations of Og.
So Og sort of like manifests in my body in strange and eternal and undescribable ways, and suddenly these animals are incredibly powerful in some way.
Yeah, you see like ripped squirrels and badgers, just like dire squirrels and badgers, just like ripping out of their metal shells, and like I think they just like brutalize these like that they far outnumber these guys, and they're just like they quickly tear out their throats, and now they're just like eating them.
Damn.
Damn.
Yeah, damn.
I give like a quick woo.
This facility is still on high alert, and I think from like the left side you see a door open, and these last few architects have looked pretty unintimidating. You see a group of like these like tall ones with I do actually like the idea that they have like some sort of blade. Maybe like these aren't technically swords, like in the culture. Like these are like these are like they have like energy blades basically, that like were not ever considered swords really. Like the first sword was like a distinct thing because it was like no one else needed that before then. But yeah, like these like dudes in like black armor, with just like their like pale faces exposed except for like a cool like visor thing, come out, and like I think there's two of them, and they like approach slowly and intimidatingly, and you're on like a metal bridge overlooking the violence below.
May I ask a question?
Yes.
Was it just like all the nearby animals who like became super buff and such?
Yeah, I think it's all the nearby ones. 'Cause
Uh, I would like to pet my suddenly very muscly dog. Um, walk forward onto the bridge, and I'm going to tear off my armor, my stolen armor. Um, and I'm trying to confront these fuckers.
Hell yeah.
Um, as I walk toward them, do they make like an attempt towards me or anything?
Yeah, they like walk towards you and do like some unnecessary anime blade twirl things.
Of course. Um, I take out my vial of ink that I carry in my pouch, and I put it to my lips and start drinking.
Oh god. Good.
Um, I, then I wipe my lips and I look at them and I say, "Servants of all that is creation, you are fucking assholes. I despise everything that you do. Look upon the work that you create. Do you think this is beautiful? Do you think that this is wondrous? Do you think this helps anyone? You are just simply cogs. You consider yourselves architects. Instead, you are but bricks. Uh, I, if you want to have any true value in this world, cast your bodies upon the machines. I am attempting to ideologically, like, overpower them, I guess.
Okay. Uh yeah, that's metal, ideology, endless vial of ink.
Cool.
Jesus.
It is
That's
pretty metal.
yeah, 2d6.
Yeah.
Let's say. 2 1s. That's perfect. Yeah,
Yay.
couldn't be better. Yeah, so I guess uh I guess you can well actually I should probably describe what they do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they are going to um oh god, I think it's gonna be that one of them is gonna like uh I don't want this to be like very like uh they decide to do it. It's more like one of their bodies just like thrust over the side of the bridge. Like it's clearly coming from their muscles, but like they don't have any intentionality in this.
Oh,
And that
fuck.
they're ground up in like two literal gears that are like working on the factory that's now producing this
Jesus.
thing. And it's just like a spray of blood coming from the gears. Um, the other one like managed to clear their head for a bit, and I think they're going to rush at Emma.
Hmm.
Oh dear.
Can I try to shoot at this thing with how strong does this welding tool seem
Uh,
from carrying it for like a couple minutes at most?
Pretty strong. It can shoot. It's not one of your looks or possessions yet, but it can shoot.
Yeah, that's true.
Also, technically, it's not meant to be a look or possession because it's a relic. It would become a miracle.
Yeah.
I should actually make a downtime action by which relics could become artifacts and vice versa. That would be a cool thing to have.
Yeah.
Either way.
Hey, this is active playtesting for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm. What to do? I don't want to. I don't want to use that auto success on a banishment until I'm killing God for real. Is the thing.
Yeah.
I'm waiting to engage God in theological debate.
God, that sounds so good. Honestly, I'm waiting for that for you as well. Uh, hmm. Can I just try to like dodge so that I end up behind it in a way that somehow like bamboozles it for a moment?
Yeah, it sounds like flesh.
Yeah.
So that'll be a D6 for me. Let's see.
I believe my flesh is 4.
You got a 1. Lucky rolls. Also,
Damn.
this game's pretty, like, you will succeed most of the time in this game. That's one of the
Yeah.
things about it. That's kind of intentional. Like, I want it to feel like Kenshi, where you just, like, keep killing guys until you get hit once and then you die. Or not die, but, you know, you fall.
You
So, yeah.
scrape your knee and cry.
I'll say, like, just because, like, the only thing you were aiming to do there is just dodge, so, like, you dodge and get out of the way. And this guy's kind of like,
Yeah.
I think it's like, he, like, came at you with a running start, so, like, he has to, like, catch himself on the blade on the floor, so, like, he's distracted for a second if someone wants to do something.
I guess I'll, like, turn to them, and I guess I'll just ask them, are you actually sure about all of this?
I'm gonna, like, not let you roll about this. He says, if I wasn't sure, I wouldn't be stationed here. And he wipes, like, some like, spit from his lip. And then I think he rushes at Abyssal.
Can I what could I do here?
I don't think this guy can be debated out of this.
Yeah, that's fair.
I know it's not a look or a possession, but could I, like, try to shoot this welding tool
Absolutely.
at the...
Yeah, yeah, you could.
I feel like that has to be metal.
Yeah. Do you think any of your other stuff applies?
Hmm. How does a look affect a roll again?
A look, I believe, makes a screw become a clash. Is that right? Yes. A possession
Yeah.
makes a success go further.
So I guess my eyes being fixed on the future feel like this isn't the time for Abyssal to go.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So
The ones today, jeez. Yeah, it's a 1.
Oh,
So you
jeez.
just
Damn.
succeed. And this like beam of energy. I think it's just like a God. I like the idea that this is on a weird mode. It's not meant for killing people. Because maybe you're like just kind of idly playing with the dials or something.
yeah.
But it does kill them. Like, oh God, it's like a it's like a terraforming mode. It's like, you know, the terrain manipulator in No Man's Sky, where it's like you can turn it on. There's like a mode where it like gets rid of soil, but there's also a mode where it like adds soil. You're just like replacing this person's skin with sand,
Jesus.
and that they fall to the ground, like with like a big hole in them that's just sand.
I kind of look like I almost want to just, like, drop the weapon in disgust
God.
instinctually. But instead I'm going to put it in my obsidian box, which should hopefully keep it from doing some fucked up shit to me.
Yeah. If anyone questions whether I hold back, and it's up to you really, here's your here's your answer on that one.
Yeah, I get
Oh,
the most.
Lord.
Yeah, I guess the most thing, like, it's up to your really mood doesn't really fit this.
Yeah, this is Violence Town. All right. So yeah, there was a door that they just went through. And also you can go back the way you came. Where next?
Yeah.
I'm gonna wrap us up
I
soon,
think we
by the
go.
way.
Yeah, I think we go deeper.
Yeah, let's go deeper.
Yeah.
Cool.
Let's go deeper.
So you enter a round room where this like I think like 6 more of those black armored like space ninjas that you saw earlier are guarding a person. Uh, they're like this tall, pale shade. Um, they almost look unreal. Like they're not really wearing clothing. They're just like a body. I think that they might even be naked, but like devoid of like any genitalia, like no nipples, like no even secondary sexual characteristics.
No penis.
Yeah. And their face is just like three holes as
Oh.
they turn toward you and like start floating. Their like legs kind of like join in like a bit of like a ghost tail sort of thing, and they look toward you and say, "Ah, those from the surface have finally decided to make their ascension to join us. I'm willing to forgive some of your violence further in the key if you well, if you're willing to hear me out."
I got a potential for that. No.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
feel like my character doesn't on any level want to join them.
Yeah, none
No.
of
You
us
know,
want to join.
I want
Could
to
I-
tear it down, and I want to bring everything that they have here to the people that need it. You
I'm
know, I
gonna.
want to feed the hungry and house the homeless. That's what
Yeah.
I'm here for.
Abyssal. I guess Abyssal's gonna like approach Connolly and ask in this as smooth as their vocal synthesizer can get. Who are you?
I am. Uh, it's a long story. Once there were. Well, I suppose there are now, once more, people called humans. They sought a sort of solar immortality. They put their souls in their sun. And from that, beings such as myself were born. And we created the architects in our image. And they created, well, you in their image. You could describe me as a god of sorts, I suppose. Your god.
I've got the
Oh, what were you gonna say, Eden?
I've got my hand on the handle of my whip, just like incredibly ready, but trying to wait for the most opportune moment.
This might be flashed, but I got an idea here. I'm gonna use storied eyes, and my storied eyes that came from. Well, no, is it storied eyes or crystal conscious? I think crystal conscious fits here because it's from the unfiltered light of the sun. I'm going to use my crystal conscious here and tell this guy a story about things that could have been built if it wasn't for them. No, things that could be built if they didn't exist. I mean,
Yes, that makes sense. All right,
yeah.
let's roll that. I think
This might be flash though. So.
Oh, that's a screw.
Oh boy.
Oh, yeah, that's not good. You don't have anything to protect them from that, do you?
I guess I have my armor, but that's like more physical.
Yeah, no. They yeah.
I mean, one of us does have something that can prevent harm.
This is true. I didn't think about whether it was physical or or not. Although I guess part of when I was thinking about it as more of like a distraction tactic.
Yeah, that
So,
makes sense.
but I don't know if you Eclipse thinks that could apply here or not.
I think it could apply in the sense that it will stop them from going all the way in the thing that they're doing, but I think that I don't think Abyssal is going to die, but I think Abyssal is going to be wounded. I think it's going to like take it down one
Okay.
tick.
That is, I think, a fair trade.
Yeah.
So, should I describe how that works?
Yeah, describe how that works, and then I'll describe what God does.
Okay. As soon as like I notice this, like have my keytar uh usually on my back around on like a strap of some sorts, and it's pretty easy to just like swing around. Um and play I use it and start tapping notes. It's an effect of like the keytar is that pressing notes creates like psychic shockwaves, which don't necessarily need to be physical, but they are certainly when you hear it, it's hard not to notice, you have to pay attention almost. Um
Yeah.
so I guess I would just start playing. It's slow at first, but then it speeds up.
Yeah. Um, and I think the thing that, like, God isn't able to fully show it to Abyssal, but the thing that they try to show to Abyssal and then, like, halt in the middle, that leaves Abyssal, like, basically, like, I would describe it almost like psychically, like, magically scarred, is
Mm.
that, the Second Empire would have ruled forever if Abyssal hadn't disagreed with the True Emperor. Um,
Yeah.
and like argues it in a way that Abyssal believes it, even if it's not true.
Mm.
And yeah, Abyssal is basically like on the floor, uh, like eyes shut, like fidgeting as if in like a nightmare dream.
Jeez. Mm.
Jeez, yeah.
Mm. Um, can
Heaven's
I
scary,
say,
babe.
yeah, with my song, I'm trying to like reach out to them specifically, or
Yeah,
to it specifically.
I think you get the sense that Abyssal is still with you. Um, it just needs to deal with this
Mm.
in its mind.
Can I try to like surreptitiously say to Alexa, if I banish God, do you think you can like bomb the rest of the guards? Because they're not going to be happy.
Who do you think?
Wait,
Of course I
say that
can.
again. You cut out a bit.
Who do you think I am? Of course I can.
Eden, are you gonna banish God?
Do they seem like they're going to do or say anything again? Or like after attempting to, you know what, actually after seeing what they did to Abyssal, even yeah, I'm going to crack my whip at God thrice and banish him forevermore.
Awesome.
Jeez.
Uh,
Nice.
Yeah.
where's God? Where is God banished to, Eden?
Imagine winning a debate so hard that you get banished.
God.
Sorry. Um, I think it's wherever the giant beetle is now.
Oh,
Hmm.
two words popped into my mind, which is just the cold.
Yeah, it's the
Mm.
Yeah.
cold.
Yeah, the cold.
Like maybe
I've
he'll come back
banished it to the
someday,
cold.
but it's unlikely.
Mm.
Yeah. Forevermore is sort of, poetic.
Yeah, and this is 100% the Last Jedi Snoke scene, where all these cool ninjas with different laser swords are now like moving towards the group, all six of them.
I do want to say I don't know what Snoke is.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
Yeah, I haven't
you'll
seen
see.
those movies yet.
It's when
Oh.
it's when it was going to rain Coca-Cola, but then it snows.
Funny.
Oh, God.
Funny joke, Eden.
Cute.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah, who's doing what?
I guess I should take the cue of if God is if God banished, then people to bomb.
Yeah.
You know the scene in the Matrix where Neo jumps in a circle?
Yes.
Like, so imagine like imagine like Alexa jumping into the air and then like planting bombs in a circle.
Hell yeah.
So that they won't explode us, but will explode like around us, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Sounds like metal explosives, right?
Yes. Which is given a little push from my downtown activity.
Ah, yes. That's a low. That's a 1.
1. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was? Oh yeah, right. It's as if you have a possession. So yeah, I mean you do the thing. Like there's no like you set all these sticky bombs and like I guess I imagine everyone else is out of the way at this point. Uh, and yeah, explain to me how this explosion happened.
Like the idea of us being inside of the circle and the explosion happening around us and it
Oh,
being
that's
like
so
a
good.
reverse pillar of fire thing.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you just see like it's a little gruesome, but you see like when you have an explosive device planted to your body, and then it blows up, it's just like shards of their armor and like their guts and blood, and it's nasty.
Jeez.
Um, and I think as like the explosions happen in this part, like you get the sense this room is not supposed to experience that much disruption, because like I think you notice the floor is actually made of like crystal, um, and like the crystal is like shooting like lightning bolts out at like the rest of the key ship, um, and it seems like it's going down.
I don't think this room was supposed to be. I don't think this room was made to take explosions.
It appears not.
You would have thought, but
You'd think so.
can I try to find us a path out of here safely?
I might actually thrust the
Or
thing
is that-
forward because I have an idea. If
Oh.
that's all right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all right.
I think I'm gonna add an extra layer of danger. Like it tilts the ship like tilts quickly, and a lightning bolt like flies out in the way that it's tilting, so that like you're basically like falling towards like in fact I think it's probably like an air pressure differential, so like you're immediately flown out of the ship and are now like falling in the sky.
Oh Lord.
Hmm.
Can I take the welding tool out and is there any way I would know what any of the modes?
Let's see. You can maybe roll something.
Yeah. I feel like that's metal, probably.
You're not technically in a supremacy anymore. Yeah, it's probably metal. Yeah, you won't die instantly if this doesn't work. So let's see.
Or actually, the mode it was on, you said it was creating sand like a terra.
Yeah. I rolled that. We can
Well, it was
discuss.
a one.
It was a one anyways.
There's
Yeah.
been so many ones. I feel like something's wrong.
I do too, but it's fine.
Are you using online dice or?
It's like the Google Dice thing.
Yeah, it's probably just the set or random stuff.
Yeah, it's been
probably
pretty random before, like in Zia, and it's up to you really, but
yeah,
I don't know.
it's the main thing. I guess is just no. Don't let me get it nerdy. Let's go.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Sorry. can I just try to like create an incredibly large, just like point the thing down at the ground and try to make a very, very large dune by just holding down the trigger, basically?
Yeah, I kind of like the idea of just letting you do that because that sounds sick.
Hell yeah.
And ideally, we would kind of just like land on like the newly formed side of it and kind of like slide down and
Yeah,
hopefully break our fall at least a little bit.
you're creating like a sand slope,
Yeah.
a
Nice.
big old sand slope into it. Yeah, and you like hear like lightning cracking as the key behind you is just dissolving, and like falling to the ground. Um, it seems like the animals got away okay. There's like a horde of big buff animals that are like running away.
Can I
Hell yeah.
use my relic here?
Yeah,
I know you said that the key is somewhat dissolving, but I want to use my miracle to just unmake the space under which it is falling. So just so it just keeps falling.
hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you create just like a. I guess it's just a pit that leads straight out to the other side of the world for now. It's like a very weird, surreal, unmade space.
Hell yeah.
Like it shouldn't work geometric or geographically, geologically,
Geologic.
but
Yeah.
it does. It's just a big cylinder that goes straight through the earth, and it's all just like falling straight through down into nothingness, down into the other side of the world, into space. And I think that's the end of our adventure. No one
Hell
died.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yay!
Sadly.
An achievement.
Let's do a quick little short epilogues. Tell me,
Yeah.
whoever has ideas, tell me where your characters are off to in the future.
I think I'm gonna try to figure out what exactly this tool can do. Maybe the computer can help because it seems pretty powerful.
Hmm.
Try to fix things up with it, maybe.
I guess um Abyssal like leaves Abyssal after the incident with literally God, I guess, decides to leave
Yeah.
leaves the metal box and just travels the world telling stories about what has been built and what could be built and what has been built under the sun and what could be built under the moon.
Nice.
Yeah.
Alexa, I think, gets back from the adventure. I was gonna say takes off her armor, like metaphorically, but she also literally already discarded it. So I guess she's been like tits out this whole time.
God.
But puts back on her doctor's coat because she is a surgeon in the day to day. And just leads a nice life with her dog, which who remained muscly to an extent.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Um. Lenore is. I think Lenore does a little bit of a lot of things. Um. Never staying too long in one place, but long enough to feel like that they made an impression. Mostly they just want to help and they want to give people the things they need, even if sometimes the thing that people need is a sense of reality. And, you know, that's not always something that people accept easily. But in general, um, I guess Lenore becomes a kind of wandering songs player.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you all for being here. I do want to note something. You can still get the Third Empire bundle. for another 20 hours. It's for a whole day from the start, so it's until 9 p.m. EST tomorrow. I I'll just I'm not going to talk about it on stream. Never mind. Let's do. I want to quickly give folks a chance to plug. Starting with Carrie.
Hey, I'm Carrie. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at Carrie Lilyfield. And this is, unrelated to me entirely, but you can check out a funny podcast about the Percy Jackson series called Unwise Girls.
Hell yeah. Bella.
I'm Bella. Usually see me on this channel, I guess, but you can also find me on Twitter at mombun with 2 underscores. I put it in chat, and also write for the SCP wiki, I guess.
Hell yeah.
And I do also want to say, while doing this, really, if you have the money, do buy Third Empire and Heaven Hell, because Clips has been talking about me about like both Violence and Beauty and Heaven Hell for like a while now, and she's put a lot of effort in it. You should really get it. It's very good and it's very fun.
And Aster.
I am Aster. I like to draw things sometimes. I guess sometimes I put things that I draw on Twitter at Aster Eisen. And I don't know. I like plants. I think those are neat.
Epic sheep.
Yeah.
And Eden.
Thank you.
I think I'm actually gonna forego a plug for the moment, but I'm Eden.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna encourage people to go to flowerbox.storeenvy.com.
There is an issue with the payment processor at the moment.
No.
Yeah. So that currently doesn't work.
Hold on to your horses. Eden's cool.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's alright. Okay. And yeah, thank you for watching. Does anyone have anything else to say before I raid someone?
I had fun playing. Thank you for organizing this.
This was fun.
Lots of fun. Organize locally.
Yep.
I apologize retroactively for basically making a Protestant preacher character.
Sorry.
Yeah.
All y'all were great to play with, and Eclipse, you have made a very fun game. So
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People should really get it.
Also,
thing
if
about
you liked...
sorry. No, the thing about like this game that whenever we play, I like how there's a lot of it. I always want to come back to it and think about it more. You know?
Yes.
It's good.
Big ol' messy game, which is a good time. So also, I forgot to mention this at any point in the stream, but this Thursday is the end of It's Up to You Early Disc 4, the third and final episode.
Oh shit.
Possibly the last episode for at least 2 of the people who are on the show. So that will be at 8 o'clock p.m. EST. You'll want to be there. It's going to be very cool. I put a lot of work into it. So
yeah,
be there, be square. And yeah, we're gonna read Julie. We're gonna read Melody Burst.
Hell yeah.
And I hope you all have fun over there. Have a great night.
Yeah.
Remember, if you don't like what you see, you can change it. It's up to you, really. Goodbye, good luck, and have fun